Dude, that was fucking sick. Oh my god.
Oh, he lives.
Pushing top, pushing top.
There we go. Oh, I got unyielding, which is actually fine.
Dude, nice rock. I spiked him, dude.
But still lacking. Going somewhere?
Nice. Oh my fucking god. Fuck, that was fucking amazing! Holy shit, this is the first time I did that shit! Oh my god!
Hello and welcome back. What you guys just saw was best 5 favorite clips from one of, if not the most respectable Laurel player in my opinion. And we're gonna do something a bit different today. There's gonna be no montage, gonna be no gloomy tips from me, but we're gonna have a special guest over on the channel. This has been something I have been wanted to do, something like a Smash talk, but because of all the busyness and all the different stuff I have to work on in life, it has always been in the back of my head. But with someone that is just perfectly fit for this content, that's really motivate me to try and put this out. So without any more delay, today we're gonna have the most active, the most generous and positive sponsor in every single Smash Legends tournament I have seen so far, while also being the most dedicated Laurel player globally. We're gonna welcome Metacurve from the NA region. Say hi, Metacurve.
What's up? Hi,
Could you tell us a bit more about yourself?
hi! I love Smash Legends. That's it. No, I'm just kidding.
That's probably all we know about you so far. So, being like one of the top contributor to every tournament and being the best Laurel player, is there any other achievement that you want to share, and did any achievement that went under the radar that we don't know about you yet?
Well, I guess as far as achievements goes and stuff like that, I'm currently right now in the process of like trying to make some mods for the game, and I know mods probably doesn't sound like exciting for some people, but I'm kind of like trying to figure out how the game works under the hood, so that way I could probably provide more content. You say how earlier I'm like contributing, you know, money-wise to tournaments, but I also kind of want to like try to make some custom content for the game for like maybe one of these days. What I'm trying to do is try to make custom tournament content for a tournament. That may be like a new stage that we haven't seen before. I know one of the tournaments that we had before, the Roll the Dice tournament that was created by Kitty and hosted by Muscle, it had its own unique custom stage to it. Now, that was just for visual, but I would like to make a stage where it's like actual like gameplay's affected, you know, something that we haven't seen before and stuff like that. So that's one of my biggest things I'm trying to do right now. It's taking me some time trying to learn how the game works under the hood, but I am making progress, and I'm liking what I'm doing so far. I want to give a shout out in the meantime to Yolex. He's on the Xenotasia Smash Legends modding server. Him and Koala helped me out a lot with trying to figure it out, stuff out, and yeah, all that kind of good stuff.
Great. You work on a lot of stuff. It's just like you're not like active out there on the media so that like people know that the Metacurve is the one working on this, more of like a working on the background and stuff, but your contribution is also huge. Like I know Papa doing all the leaks for new characters and stuff, and then Ulex working on all the modding. Papa was able to convince me, and I find it's fun to make custom skin for your character and stuff. It just takes a lot of works, and seeing how you make all of these different maps, even like profile pictures and package for tournament, I cannot imagine how much effort have to be put in those. So is there any motivation? I know you love the game, but I mean, there has to be other motivation.
My main motivation comes from the fact that like you said, it's loving the game and stuff like that, but also seeing how like the devs, I think, when was like the last time I think Smash Legends has had like any sort of like major content update that wasn't like a new character or a skin, right? usually one of the biggest things that I see people like make requests for is new maps. But over time, I've heard and learned that making new maps are basically kind of like out of the what is possible for the devs right now. They can't really put resources into focusing into making maps, which is unfortunate, right? So I kind of like maybe kind of took it upon myself, like, why don't I try to learn how to do it so that way, at least on the community side, on community events, we could enjoy something like that. It might not be official, but it would be nice to just kind of like see, and maybe hopefully one day, I don't know. I mean, I'm not really banking on it. Maybe it could be official one day, but because I totally would love to help out in that kind of way, you know?
Yeah, that's awesome. And we already see like fan content being bring up to official, like, you know, fan art. The
Yum.
set, yeah. So
You're talking about Yum with the...
Yeah, it was not official before, but since they made it so good and it inspired the dev themselves, so it might just happen for the map things too. So
yeah.
that's a good. I mean, it's a good start. We don't know, but it doesn't hurt to try and inspire the dev themselves.
Oh my gosh, for sure. It is moi.
So we just talk about what you've been doing, working on lately also, right? It's been still busy with morning project for the game.
Yeah, basically the past couple days, the latest thing I have been trying to work on was trying to figure out how abilities work in the game, which is the hardest thing I have been doing, right? I feel like I do so much and I come up with nothing because how abilities are coded in the game, they're coded through serialized bytes, if that makes any sort of sense, right? Because characters in the game, they're kept in asset data folders within the game, and you can kind of like I'm not saying anyone should do this, right? But you can change how characters work within the game data just by changing stuff around. But abilities are different. Abilities are a completely different thing, and holy crap, it's a bunch of mumbo jumbo to me, right? Main reason why I'm doing that is because, like, I don't know if you noticed my name in game. My name right now currently in the game is called Buff Air Waltz and stuff like that. I love to play lore and I love to use the ability Air Waltz. And for a good couple months now, I feel like the ability has been severely lacking ever since they nerfed it. They made a couple nerfs to this character that has really dwindled my performance when I play Lauren, and I really feel it. And it's just like, man, I feel like if Airwaltz was better, or if Lauren had like some sort of like rework, right, I could like probably convince them to like make these changes or whatever, something like that. So that's kind of like a self-indulgent thing for me. But on the side, I am working on map stuff on the side. I kind of have maps figured out at the moment. But that's a little self-indulgent thing that I have been doing at least the past couple weeks or so. So
yeah, that's cool. So you're trying to fix Lauren because they kind of did her dirty because.
Yeah, I mean, if you play Lauren in her meta build is Bodyguard. The ability that makes it so that when she summons Vex, it's an explosion when she summons him.
Right.
And also, if you play her with her gold ability, one body, one spirit, which every time she gets a kill, 50% of her ult is charged, and she heals 15% HP. Those are her two best abilities. You play that. If you play Lauren that way, she's perfectly fine. She's kind of busted, in my opinion, if you play her with that build, right? But if you play with any other ability combination, she's just really lacking. It's like you have to do a lot to make her work. It's like it feels like that she's only balanced with those two abilities that I mentioned. Any other ability, forget it. It's like, what the heck are you doing? You know? Oh boy, it's like for you play Gummy. Like it's like if you try to play Gummy with like what's it called, Ace in the Hole? Like Ace in the Hole, I guess is like what Gummy's worst ability, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, unfortunately, it still is. It used to be. There's a hidden mechanism when you equip it. It was faster skill animation, but as soon as they patch it, it becomes pretty bad.
Really?
Yeah. So
wow, I didn't know that.
I kind of didn't want people to know that, but somehow they found out. I was gatekeeping that shit for the longest time, and they still found out.
Oh my god!
God damn.
Wow, I did not know that. I used to defend
Ace in the Hole because people doesn't know about that, right? But now I cannot say anything good about it. Like, I know it's got better damage now, and some people use it because they feel like they're hitting their skill way more often than their other attacks. But in general, it is the worst ability to use.
Wow, her skill, like, was it for both her ground skill and her air skill? Like, it was faster casting, or
it's both. It's like faster, like instant animation after you get hit, you can instant skill back.
Wow, what the heck? That is crazy.
I mean, it shouldn't be visible, but like, you know, there's a faster animation if you play her that often. And I for sure think the dev wouldn't found out. So somebody
Do
has
you-
to snitch it to them.
I mean, maybe they maybe they saw it when they were buffing it. Maybe, I don't know. But
Oh,
do you
yeah.
think AC in a hole should need that? Do you think AC in a hole should be faster casting with the skill as well as
Either
extra
that,
damage like that?
or they just doesn't give it the no tag thing, and it would be viable, like, because the no tag is such a huge debuff. Everything Gumi does need the tag on for the speed boost and for her ultimate, right? So having no tag on it is a huge waste. So nothing connect if you're trying to use that. Of course, you have a bit more damage, but that just proves like you're not playing Gumi how she's supposed to play. You're playing Gumi like a rampart, because literally your skill turn into a shotgun at that point.
What's it called? And I think that prospect is interesting. Like when you told me that her skill attack is faster with that ability on, because I don't think any ability in the game does that. I don't think any ability messes with the attack speed of anything of the characters. I mean,
Right.
we have abilities like Ravi's that changes how the attack works, or Peter's one of Peter's abilities that adds a shockwave, but nothing that makes attacks faster or slower. That's really interesting how they were able to do that.
Yeah, right. Does Lauren have anything like that that you are aware of? Like they mess up anything, but they don't like publicly say it out, but you know it, and you've been gatekeeping that too. If that's the
Well, yes and no, because I didn't really keep this private per se. I was rather open with this. Back then, when Air Waltz was like usable, there was kind of like a bug with how the enchants beam and lightning worked with abilities. I don't know if you knew about it. That like, let's say for like, you know how like there's like refresher abilities, like the ability like for each basic attack you land on an enemy, your skill is recharged by 0.6 seconds or 1 second or whatever.
Lauren have that too, right?
Lauren used to have that. That's what Step Up used to be. Step Up used to be for every basic you landed, her skill would refresh 0.6 seconds, which was awful. Oh my god, that ability completely sucked because her skill by default was 3 seconds. So by using your skill and then landing basics again, it was already fast. It's like giving that ability to Master Cat when his skill is two seconds long of recharge. It's like, it's pointless. It's stupid. It's like, what are you doing? But anyways, to get back to the point, there was a bug in the game that, like, let's say for Lauren with Air Waltz, Air Waltz makes it so that for each aerial basic that you land on an opponent, you get a stack. You get a stack that makes her aerial basic do more damage, right? So, like, let's say the stack is adding 100 damage, right? So 2 pogos is 200 damage, 3 pogos is 300 damage, and it keeps going up and up. So sooner or later, your pogo that was doing 300 damage is now doing 600 damage, or 700, or 800, whatever, right? As long as you keep landing the basics, it's gonna get higher and higher each time you land on it, right? But with beam and lightning, if beam procs at the same time that her basic basic landed, it would duplicate the stacks, right? So instead of adding 100 damage, it would add 300 damage because it activated the stack twice. Yes, it duplicated. I have a clip. I don't think I showed you this. I'm actually going to grab one of these clips right now. I have a clip where I have multiple clips of this happening, right? But let me see. It tripled it. It tripled the stack, and it was like insane. Here, I'm going to send it to you on Discord right now.
That would
right?
be so visible, right? So like people should have known about this.
Yeah. In the clip I showed you, I don't know if you ever plan on showing this, my pogo damage goes from 400 damage all the way to 1400 damage. It goes from 400 to 1400, and it kills them in like what, 3 or 4 pogos, right? This clip, 1, 2, 3. It kills them in 4 pogos. But 2 characters. It's insane. It's completely insane. It is crazy for me to get anything like that. Like in today's age, if I want to kill someone with pogos alone, it's gonna take me like 7 or 8 pogos. But in that clip, it was half. I killed both those guys in 4 pogos. That's like insane, right?
Right. So
but to get back
to already.
Yes, it was patched. I think in like March of 2025. March, I think, or March or April. I think March, because I was complaining about it. I was really mad when they got rid of this because like it's hard to explain this to people, but playing Lauren in like an Airwalt's focused build is really hard. It's really hard because Lauren herself as a character is not really designed for combat, right? She's rather slow, her attacks are rather slow, so if she gets caught by any sort of, and she has end lag on a lot of her attacks as well. So if you can easily get caught on some nonsense, and she shares the same HP as Hatter, and people right now are kind of complaining how Hatter's HP is low. Lauren has the same HP as Hatter, so if you make one mistake with Lauren, half of your HP is gone. More than that, right? You're making like a lot of risks to play Lauren in this Airwolf style instead of playing her meta style, which is just Vex. You just summon Vex and you camp behind him. All Laurens do that, and it works because she's designed with Vex. But Airwolf's, no, forget it. Airwolf is like really hard, right? And I like this because like back then when this bug was in the game, I felt like Airwaltz was fair, right? You know, I feel like it was completely fair for what it was, but then they got rid of it, and now it's like, I don't know. Yeah.
Is that also why I heard the rumors that you like Lauren a lot, but you don't like Vex at all, because you want to do that?
Yes, that's exactly it. Because like for me, when I play Lauren, it's just a lot of fun. I get so much fun out of playing the Pogo playstyle. It's just so satisfying. And Vex, yeah, he gets in the way of that. He really gets in the way of like, I'll have times where I'm pogoing someone on the floor and Vex shoots them while I'm pogoing them on the floor, and it completely messes. I'm like, dude, Vex, I curse him out, dude. I'm like, Vex, what are you doing? You know, sometimes he's a good boy. Sometimes Vex is a good boy, but other times it's like, I don't really. If I would love to just have it so that way Lauren could just be herself, you know? And stuff like that, right? The devs actually, I don't know if you saw in the dev log, the devs put like procs alt on Lauren, right? And it is the coolest thing I ever saw because it just fits Lauren perfectly, and it's like, oh my gosh. It's what would I give to just have that, to have like a proc alt on Lauren, and just like that's it. I would be free as a bird. Free as a bird. I would love that so much. It would make me the happiest camper in the world.
This would probably get you to 1 million. I don't doubt that.
I don't doubt that. Oh my god.
Where are you at now on the mastery level? Because I know you left Yami behind for a while now, but I'm not sure about the exact number.
I think I'm 790 right now, 790k.
Okay, that's a lot. That's crazy.
Almost 800, yeah.
So right now I just want to go back, like way back when you start playing the game. Since the game doesn't have a lot of like marketing activity going on, even back then when it started, how did you even know about Smash Legend in the early days, and when exactly did you start playing?
You know what? It's a miracle, honestly, that I even know Smash Legends exists, because I found this game like by complete accident, right? It's kind of crazy. I know sometimes when I usually ask people, how did you find Smash Legends? Usually the most common answer I get from people is that, oh, I was browsing the App Store on my phone and I found it. It was right there. And so I'm like, oh, okay, that's not how I found it, right? How I found it was like complete luck. Because like I'm not a mobile gamer. I don't play games. I don't play Smash Legends on my phone. I don't look at the App Store. I'm a PC gamer mainly, right?
Right.
But one day I'm subscribed to this guy on YouTube called Arction Esports. Let me see if I can find him right now. Arction Esports or whatever. Oh yeah, Action Esports is his name. And this guy on YouTube, basically he does videos on games that kind of like have some sort of like competitive scene. Like he does games on Super Smash Brothers Ultimate. He even did a game on like Mario Tennis. Like I played a lot of Mario Tennis back then, and Mario Tennis is really good. I don't know about you guys, but Mario Tennis is crazy on the Switch. That game is nuts, and I was a competitive player for tennis. But he did, believe it or not, this guy, and he has like he averages like I think like 100,000 views per video. He actually did a video on Smash Legends, right? He did a video on Smash Legends. Yeah, I'll send you the video right now. It's really well edited too. This video is like really well edited, right? He did a video on Smash Legends and he titled it "The Game That Smashed Its Own Potential," right? I'm like, oh, and immediately what caught me was the thumbnail. I'm like, oh wow, that character looks kind of interesting. Like I immediately the art style is like eye-popping, it's eye-catching. So I'm like, wow, that's a really interesting looking character, right? The rise and fall of a 3v3 brawler. I'm like, okay, that looks interesting. I click on the video and I play it and I watch it, and obviously this guy is really good at his editing and stuff like that. And he shows the game, and I'm like, I was immediately hooked. I'm like, dude, what is this game? I never heard of this game, right? I was like, dude, this game is like basically everything I feel like I ever like really wanted, because me personally, I grew up on games back in the early 2000s called Rumble Fighter and Lost Saga, and those games are basically kind of like, I guess, the grandfather games of Smash Legends. Those games are also like 3D brawler kind of games like Smash Legends, where it's in a 3D plane. And Smash Legends reminds me of those games, right? And I'm like, dude, where has this game been all this time for me, right? Because both Rumble Fighter and Lost Saga, they both kind of like, Rumble Fighter's still going, but Lost Saga you can't really play anymore. It's not supported in North America. But I saw this video, I saw the characters, I saw the art style, I saw the gameplay. I'm like, dude, I have to get this game. I told like some of my friends, I told my siblings, like, yo, did you guys hear about this game? Like, I'm like, what the heck, right? Immediately, I go and download the game, I play it, and I was pretty much hooked, right? As for the time that I got into the game, I first joined Smash Legends. When I first saw this video, basically when Victor was new. So when Victor was a brand new legend, that's when I got into the game. I played it. And believe it or not, like, and this is weird. I know I was just saying all that stuff about like, oh my god, this game looks amazing. I'm gonna get into it and play it and all that kind of stuff. It sounds weird when it's gonna sound weird what I'm about to say right now, but like, I downloaded the game, I played it, and I liked it at first. I really did. But I actually uninstalled the game like a month later, right? I uninstalled the game when Lauren came out. Like, Lauren came out, and I played Lauren for like a week, and I actually liked her. I actually liked the playstyle, but I actually uninstalled the game after that, right? Mainly because like I wasn't really like, because how do I say this? Because I wasn't really like agreeing with the direction I think the game was going, right? At the time, right? The game was like very, very starved for content. It wasn't really getting any meaningful content. It felt like it took forever for stuff to come to like really be invested into the game, right? Even when I first downloaded and joined the game, I spent like, I think like close to like what, $200-$300 just to buy everything in the shop, right? And stuff like that. I literally have video recordings of me buying everything in the shop when I first joined this game, because I wanted to support this game. I wanted to do what I could for this game, because I'm like, oh my god, this game is so unique. It has a lot of potential. I want to support it. But despite that, I still uninstall it like a month later, and I basically don't come back to it for like another 3 months. I want to say 3 months go by, I think. 3 or 4 months, and I come back when Howie or Ollie is new. I think when Howie was coming out, that's when I came back, and I don't know exactly what happened, but basically when I came back, I went ahead and started playing Lauren again, and I discovered her pogos, and the rest is pretty much history. I've basically been playing the game since then. I have not uninstalled it. I have been playing the game since, I want to say, like June of 2023. June 2023 is how long I've been playing since then, and the rest is history, yeah.
You started around Victor release for 1 month. You took a break until our patch, but somehow you came back and Lauren just clicked and you just stay with the game ever since.
Yeah, and it's weird too, because like when I first played Lauren, I'm like, oh, I thought she was a really cool and unique character, but nothing clicked at that moment, right? And it's weird too, because apparently Lauren was busted when she first came out. She was a lot faster. She was stronger and stuff like that. But then I come back when she's like nerfed, I'm like, oh wait, now I really love this character. It's like, it's so weird. It's like, how does that work, right? But yeah, that's the story basically.
How did you start with like your name? Like Metacorp is just like a very easy recognizable name. And has this been your name since you start the game? Or when you start picking up Lauren, you have that name?
So, it's a very interesting question. Me personally, I'm a kind of guy that if I put myself out there, I kind of like keep that, if that makes any kind of sense, right? I don't know if you notice, I basically, when it comes to like my online presence, I never really changed my profile picture. I never really changed like my name or whatever. I only really change it on occasions, like this one that I have currently on Discord. I only changed it to this because Harmon drew this profile picture for me. So so it's like, oh, he did it for me. I'm like, okay, sure, I'll use it, But otherwise, I don't really like changing stuff. I'm not the kind of guy that likes to change stuff, right? I only change it if it like really absolutely needs to happen, or if it's like some sort of special occasion, right? But otherwise, I don't really change it. The name Metacurb 7, I have had basically ever since I first started using the internet as a kid.
Oh, it was that
right?
long.
It's that old, yes. The name Metacurb, yeah, I chose the name Metacurb 7 from my YouTube channel back when YouTube was like first becoming YouTube as a thing way back then. And as for the name, I don't know if you heard of this. I'm pretty sure you've heard of Super Smash Brothers, right?
Yes.
it's kind of corny, but I chose the name Metacurb 7 because Meta Knight and Super Smash Bros. Brawl was one of the main characters that I played, and Kirby was my other main character that I played in Super Smash Bros. Brawl. So I kind of put the two names together because those were the two characters that I used.
Now. Know about how you got your name. You've been a very branded person. You want to keep the name. And that's actually works well because people recognize you for being Metacurb.
I hope so. I don't know.
That's true. I think one thing about you is that you don't cover a lot of media attention, like publicly. On the opposite side, you also don't go out there and check on like what people is talking about you, even though you don't show up that much. I heard so many rumors everywhere. It's all good stuff.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. You know what's crazy? One of the things I heard was that Murder Curve was like super broken back then. He appeared in like different tournament as like a team player, but nobody mentioned about him. He was so goated. So I tried to dig old clips, tournament clips and stuff. I did found you in tournament. So I think those rumors are true. So like you just don't want to show up like public, and you just want to be humble, but you have been goated with Lauren since.
That's okay, you know. I just kind of do stuff, whatever. I mean, I kind of do. I do have some stuff that I want to do, you know, like publicly and stuff like. It's usually just never amounting to like having the time, because, like I said, right now I'm focusing on the mod stuff. If I wasn't focusing on the mod stuff, I probably would like be a content creator for Smash Legends. Honestly, I do have like some montage stuff that I have been working on, but because my focus has been on the mods, I usually don't have time for that now, which is a bit sad, but you know, whatever.
Spark me a question. So before Lauren, what did you play? Because you have 1 month before you actually click into Lauren. Actually, you have more than 1 month because you took a break. But yeah, what did you play before you discovered Lauren?
So immediately when I first downloaded the game and I played it, I played a couple characters, but the one character I ended up gravitating to was Rapunzel. Like when I first played Rapunzel, yeah, she felt really good to play. Like her aerial basic was like really good. I'm like, wow, this covers a huge area and it has like no end lag and stuff like that. I'm like, oh my god. And her ground skill being the stun and it comes out super fast. I was immediately hooked onto Rapunzel.
I see the pattern now. I might be wrong, but you're like juggling people in the air. Is that if that's what you're going for?
Yeah, I mean, like beyond, yeah, it is kind of weird because, like, yeah, it was Rapunzel, but over time I kind of got bored of her, right? Because she felt like a little too easy to play, right? You know, because like, she felt kind of like bread and butter. I don't basically, for me, with how I like to play characters is that I like to think when I'm playing. And Rapunzel, while I was thinking Rapunzel at first, over time I kind of found like I guess kind of like a workflow or whatever, or the general flow to play her. Like, oh, you do this, do that. If A happens, do B. It was kind of like, I don't know. I wasn't thinking a lot, right? Things kind of felt autopilot. I'm like, oh, okay, you know. So I kind of branched out from her, and I actually, yes, I went to Cindy. Cindy was the next one I went to. Yeah, I went to Cindy.
Back then, just part of the Red and Cindy combo meta.
I think it was at the time, but I think that was before I think I joined.
Right.
Yeah, I played a little bit of Cindy, and I did like Cindy's general playstyle, but I kind of didn't click on it. So I played her for like, I want to say a week, until eventually I just kind of stuck with Ducky for a good while. Yeah, I played a lot of Ducky, and it mainly wasn't because I like to play Ducky because I liked to play her in her Ducky state than I did in her Swan state, right? I liked, because like I feel like Ducky's normals were like really good, right? Like her air basic comes out like almost really fast and it covers a decent area, and her skills were like, I feel like were pretty solid as well. You know, they had good range and they were like a ranged option. And if you used it with her ability, I think what was it called, Uproot or Upgrowth, that basically gave her more attack and defense for each stack that you had. I just kind of liked doing solo Ducky and no Swan, right? Because I think Ducky just herself felt really good to play. Like, because like, yeah, Ducky herself sucked, but I liked, Ducky made me think, is what I'm trying to say. I felt like I was thinking with Ducky. I was like spacing, I was like doing whatever. It was just, I have a clip of me going ham on Ducky on a Wolfgang, right, in a duel, right? I feel like setting that if I can. Getting back into my Ducky roots, yeah. Maybe later you can see that, but yeah, it's just me going ham on a Wolfgang with only Ducky, and it's like... But yeah, it was Ducky, and then Ducky was the last one. After Ducky, it eventually became Lauren when she came out. But then after Lauren, like I said, that's when I, uninstalled and stopped. And then I came back. It was Lauren forever.
Interesting.
Yep. I mean, I played other characters too, but like those were like the three that like I kind of stuck to, right? I played pretty much every character, but like those are the ones that I enjoyed the most: Rapunzel, Cindy, and Ducky.
Right. How do you think Ducky experience now compared to when you play Ducky? Because now when Ducky have the 6 broom ability recharge.
Yeah.
She's a bit easier to work with, or like a bit cheesy.
Ducky, yeah. It's interesting that you say cheesy, right? Because like over here in our region, we do have some dedicated Ducky players. We have one of the first one that comes to mind is Dakenab, Daehknab, Dakenab, whatever. Dakenab is Ducky as I am Lauren, right? He pretty much only plays Ducky and Swan, right? And with the changes and the additions that the game has been getting with with the recharge spell and the rune system, the engravings and all that kind of stuff, I do want to say that Ducky right now is a real pain in the butt right now. Right? Compared to back then where she didn't have access to recharge or leap or swift. I mean, Ducky's only really going to use recharge because Ducky's going to use curtain call to activate, right? That kind of thing. It's like I have some situations that's like, dude, what the heck? How do I deal with this character, right? Like I was playing this morning and I was going against Dakenab, right? And I was playing Lauren, I was playing Airwaltz, I was bouncing on his head like 7 times, but he didn't die because he has sudden Extort, he has he has recharge, right? He can turn into Swan that heals him, right? And whenever he's Swan with Sudden Extort, it's just like I could do all the damage in the world, but if I don't kill him, it doesn't matter, right? Because he's just gonna turn to Swan, he's gonna heal, and it's just like it's a lot of work. And it's like the only way I could kill him is by dunking him, right? But because Dakenab is always in 2v2s, not 1v1s, I can't reliably do that if his partner is glued to him, right? And it's like I have to hope my partner is backing me up, and it's just like it's a whole hullabaloo. So yeah, Ducky right now is a piece of work. She really is. But Ducky does have her counters, right? Because if Dakenab is really giving me a problem and he's really getting on my nerves, I will go Don Quixote and I would just sweep him. Don Quixote completely destroys Ducky and Swan, right? All you need is one good ground skill is Dawn, and then Swan's dead. She can't come back, right?
Before Swan got the super armor, or it still work now? Because now Swan has super armor on her.
Oh no, yeah, Dawn's still a reliable counter. Because like if Ducky ever tries to transform into Swan, as she's like, transforming, all I have to do is ground skill as she becomes Swan, and it's like it's over, right? Dakenab has to transform into Swan on the ledge, so that way when he's on the ledge, he has invincibility frames, right? But if not, it's an easy kill. Dawn just sweeps it, right? Right? So, I don't know. It's like, it could be a combination that, like I said before, that Lauren has been getting nerfed, right? I used to use Steel Breath. They nerfed Steel Breath. They nerfed the Leap or Super Jump spell. It's not 15 or 12 seconds anymore. Now it's 20 seconds. I have to wait longer for Leap, right? Airwaltz is not as strong anymore, especially with the Beam Skip that I hate that they got rid of. And there's another thing that they did. They got rid of the Pogo resets that I used to do. I used to be able to consistently do Pogo resets on the ground, but I can't do that anymore because they changed it when they nerfed Airwaltz. It's a whole, there's like a bunch of nerfs that Lauren got that I feel like it was directed towards me that I can't be as potent as what I used to back then. Like if I look at clips like earlier this year or in 2024, I am mopping the floor with people, right? But today it's like I barely get anything because like, man, it's like I have to do so much now. It's like, it's crazy.
Oh man, the reason why I might sound biased when it comes to Ducky, because Ducky has plot armor against Gumi, and only
with
against Gumi.
tags.
For the longest time. I know like Hina helped us patch it, but then it was for like a good 4 or 5 months I have to deal with that. So every time I see a Ducky player, I can't do shit. I can't give them tags, I cannot ult. It's a one-sided game whenever I ran into Ducky before, but I mean, yeah, it fixed now, but it's just engraved in my Gumi memory, I guess.
Is it actually fixed? Because like do the tags work on Ducky, or does it now not work with Swan?
But
it was on Ducky.
Swan it works with only 2 tags damage, I think. Doesn't
really not damage. 3?
Yeah, so they kind of fix it, but also kind of not fix it fully. That's annoying. But
Wow.
that's not the only thing. Like every patch update, people not realize it, but Gumi ult has a glitch that knock character backward, and every patch they fix or update something, it's a new set of character. It's never the same. Right now it's Goldie, Molly, and one more. For fucking forget. But when you ult them, they fly backward instead of forward.
Wow.
So I have
That
to
is so-
keep track of all of this, and that's crazy. Like, how do they mess up Gumi even though Gumi is not
That
in
is
the patch?
crazy. Yeah.
It's such a weird thing for her ult, and I don't know how to explain that to people. People ask me like, why is this a thing? I don't know.
Yeah.
I wish
That
I had
is-
an answer.
Yeah, it sounds like Gummy's ult is like really buggy.
Yeah,
Like in general.
'cause
That's
it's
so
big
interesting.
People around, and we don't know what design where they fly to. Maybe it's their hurt box. Maybe it's the position when you ult. But we trying to test everything. Nothing clicked. Nothing makes sense. And new glitch for new character popping up. So it's a mess.
Wow, that's crazy. Really is. It makes my Pogo stuff look like crap.
Still, I think there's a fair crap that happening to every character. We just don't have a fair dedicated player for every single character to like get that out and for people to know it.
Yeah.
That's the case, because I know it's not only Gumi that have all this boosters. It's just like we dig in and we found it and we tell people about it. The same thing for your Lauren, and same thing for I guess any character that have a lot of dedication player that work on them.
Yeah.
Yeah, did you know that the lowest play character in the game right now is actually Soul? Was that surprising to you? Because I thought it was the sleeping princess for the longest time, but
Briar?
yeah, but Soul is even lower. Like in
How do you check that? How do you know?
like the top mastery for
Oh,
Soul
the-
is lower
oh,
than
you look at the
Briar.
top
So like
mastery.
people play Soul less than people play Briar, and I think that's true. I don't see Soul in any game after the collab for some reason.
It is interesting. Yeah, I see Soul kind of like here and there. Despite I actually have been playing quite a lot. Like Soul, like if I ever want to like take a break from Lorne, usually Soul is the kind of character I kind of go to. I just like him. He feels very nice. He's simple, but I don't know. I just really like him. I think it might be because of the mod I have with him. I have English voices for him in my mod, right? And I love his English voices. They are like so badass. Oh my gosh. he has a voice line that if you grab with his ult and it's delayed, he'll say, "You thought you were nice," or whatever, some bull crap like that. He's so snarky. He is such a piece of crap. I love him. Oh my gosh.
Do you have a mod for the background music? Because I love the collab music, but yeah, it's only for the collabs.
Oh, like you mean like whenever Soul is like around, it'll
Yeah,
play his
yeah.
music? I could look into that. That's what I was kind of like planning to look into, because I'm pretty sure I can activate it for sure. Because I already have.
You can do that for all the character, like a background term when you play character. That would be dope. I know.
Papa Koala did ask me that because now that I figured out recently how to add files into the game and have the game read them, I could probably have it so that way when you pick a character, any character like Lauren, Gummy, anyone, it could play a unique song. And I probably could do that. I just haven't like looked into it yet because, like I said, I've been looking at disability stuff. Disability stuff has been kept me busy for a week, and it's like I feel like I got nowhere with it. It's like it's so hard, but the music stuff, yeah, it should totally be possible. Because like I already know how to do music mods and stuff like that, so.
That would
Yeah,
be
it's simple. Yeah,
Like,
Yeah.
that's what people saying when they say that the game has so much potential. Like small change like this should be possible for the dev to do. They just don't
Mhm.
realize that even now, when they have been sleeping on all this potential for so long, they can still make the game fun for new players and even for old players. Just add some change, some simple stuff.
it's very interesting that you say that because one of my friends that I have on Smash Legends, I don't know if you know him. His name is D or DDD.
Yes. The Rampart player.
Yes, yes, the Ramber player. Yes, D loves Ramber. He also loves Javer, right? He loves those two. It's always been kind of like a rather strong request of D to make it so that the game is just, I guess, more fun right? And I know when I say that it sounds simple, but basically one of his strongest suggestions is that to make it so that custom matches that you can change more attributes in custom matches, like maybe enable low gravity, right, or have infinite ults, right, or have it so that characters can move faster or whatever. D just wants to be able to just kind of like goof around and just have fun with the game, and for me too, I think like why not do that, right? You know, because if you look at Super Smash Brothers kind of does that with their game modes, right? Super Smash Brothers lets you tackle items, it lets you toggle the different changes to the stages and stuff like that. You can even like offline, you could put like different like bunny ears or whatever. Like you can do a ton of different crap, right?
Content. Like they put
Yeah.
so many stuff, just player generated content in general.
Yeah, exactly. Because like I feel like when it comes to Smash Legends, right, the biggest thing that I feel like that kind of plagues it in the background. It's not really like this is like a negative, but it also could be seen as a positive. Just like kind of like how Smash Legends, at its core, just kind of feels like too competitive, right? There's nothing wrong with like being competitive in a game, but I feel like with Smash Legends, the only thing you really should be doing in the game is winning. You even see that in the game. In the game, it wants you to win as this character. It wants you to get kills as this character, right? I feel like if Smash Legends had like a PvE side, then that would be fine. But like because it's only player versus player, right? It's kind of like you always have to win, and it's just I feel like Smash Legends always keeps you on edge, right? There's never like really a game mode to like let off steam besides I guess you could say Battle Royale or Crown Guard. Whenever Crown Guard comes on, I'll just go on Crown Guard and I'll dick around or whatever and stuff like that. Crown Guard I think is the only game mode that I think like actually can just have fun in, right? Any other game mode, dual deathmatch, dual touchdown, the touchdown, everything else just feels like really competitive, and it's like again there's nothing wrong with that, but sometimes you want like a palate cleanser, and I don't think Smash Legends gives you that palate cleanser except for maybe Crown Guard, in my opinion at least.
Right. What about all the like they used to do like these test game mode, but they never become official. Even like the collab game mode, like the 2D fighting or the summer game mode. Do you think those are toward more on the fun part, or is still competitive?
You mean like the Arena Labs and stuff like that?
Yeah, the Arena Labs. Because I remember there was mode that you play as Kaiser, as Dawn only. Those were fun. I think those were silly.
Believe it or not, I actually was not around for the game when Arena Lab was a thing.
Oh, so you never experienced any of those?
Never. I mean, the only one I really experienced, if you want to count it, is the 2D fighting mode when Soul was out. Right. But even then, like, do I think that's sweaty? I mean, at first, no, but like later on, it did kind of become sweaty. You had people playing specific characters, right? In that mode, like Brick. Oh my God, people were complaining on the Discord about Brick, right? Like, dude, nerf Brick and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, everyone was talking about Brick.
I realized how Brick performed in that mode. Oh, it's Brick every match.
Yeah. So I don't know. It would be nice if they could do more like rotating, special event modes like that and stuff like that, just to have fun. Because I think that's I feel like if you ask me what a video game should be, first and foremost, regardless of what it is, I think it should be fun. It should be a game that you can just kind of like get on and just enjoy, and like that's what I think a game should be. It should be fun, right? Yes, being competitive and winning is, there's nothing wrong with that, but I feel like Smash Legends is only really known for that, right? And I think that's kind of like what kind of like makes it hard for newer players when they get into the game. Like when they're first starting out, they have like no characters, they have no enchants, right? They have to win games in order to earn trophies, in order to advance their account, to unlock more stuff. The new players have to win instead of just playing and having fun with the game. It's just, I think that's one of the biggest things that probably is Smash Legends' like biggest weakness, at least with new players, right? Because unless you're like me or you that finds a character that is invested in them and is willing to play the game for these characters, I don't think as a new player you're gonna be able to like really stick with the game unless you have something worthwhile to play for.
Yeah, that's true. They don't offer us that value. They're really lacking on the content part. Even like new maps and stuff that has been pending for over 2 years.
Yeah.
New player issue, I think. Yeah, they don't have a lot of resource, so when they're trying to unlock something, they will lean forward more on the meta side. And yes, those characters help them win more, but it doesn't fall into the case of like us player who click on a character, so they don't have the opportunity to explore all the characters and find out what they actually like to play before they actually just stop playing at all. Because even if they win, it doesn't feel that rewarding. It doesn't feel that great of an achievement at all.
Yeah, for sure. If I could, and it's kind of weird too because like if you look at like the most recently released character, Hatter, Hatter, as a concept, Hatter is like probably the coolest legend they ever like released as a concept, right? But when you play Hatter, at least for me, I don't know about you, but when I played Hatter when the first day she came out, I was having a blast. This character was so freaking cool. Oh my god, like the most fun character they ever released. But then the day after when she came out, and ever since then, I have a horrible time playing Hatter because like fundamentally, with her fundamentals, with her damage, with her knockback, with her hitboxes, she is really hard to play, right? It feels like that the devs like really focus on the balance of this character, which is completely, acceptable, right? It's fine for a character to be balanced when they're out and stuff like that. But Hatter, like, fundamentally is lacking so much that, like, now when I play her, I don't necessarily have fun anymore because she entirely relies on the copy ult gimmick, right? But if you're playing Hatter against a Ducky, I don't get to play the game because a Ducky, I don't have an ult against a Ducky. I can't be Swan as Hatter, right? You know what I'm saying? I'll have to be lucky to go against a Madam Lettuce, and Madam Lettuce has a good ult for Hatter to copy, right? But if I get Snow or Red, those ults are not really that good for Hatter. It's just like, I don't know. It's like Hatter as a concept is really fun, but like in practice, she feels very restrictive. It feels like that I'm playing a character with like a ball and chain around the anklet, right? It feels very restrictive. But then you look at Tierfing. Tierfing came out. They made Tierfing, and Tierfing is one of the most. I don't know. In my opinion, I think she's really overtuned. Like Tierfing's hitboxes are out of control, right?
I keep forgetting that she's a fighter. That's the thing. Like she on that assassin level of like damage and AOE damage.
Yeah. Tierfing gets all like very consistently, and then one of the things I hate about Tierfing is that if Tierfing does her ult on you but she misses it, if she whiffs the ult, her end lag on it is like non-existent. Like typically if you miss an attack, there's end lag, and that's your yeah, you get punished. Tierfing, no. Like, she misses her ult, she can still attack you after that or jump away. I'm like, dude, what is this character? I have clips of Tierfing doing her air basic on me and I'm playing as one, and I can't touch her. I'm like, dude, what are these hitboxes? They're just insane. It's crazy how they... Yeah, it's crazy how they made Tierfing, and then they made Hatter, which is like the opposite of Tierfing. It's like, what the heck? I don't know. It's like... That's me. I don't know. I'm gonna ramble if I keep going on from here, but like...
I don't know what they are doing with the new characters. Like, I think for the main concept of Tierfing, they want to make a super friendly character for new player to get into. But they forget that the people actually use her the most will be the old player who already have all these experience and mechanic knowledge with them. And they just make her broken. Like in concept, she still have end lag and stuff, but like her ult alone give her a free ticket out of every punishable situation is crazy.
For real, dude, for real. Yeah, and I feel like I have to say real quick, despite everything that I'm saying right now, how like my grievances with Hatter, my grievances with Tierfing, I've been playing the game religiously since, like I said, March of 2023. The time period between Soul Bad Guy came out to now is probably like balance-wise, I feel like the healthiest the game has ever been, right? Because even though, like I said, I just mentioned problems with Tierfing and stuff like that, I still feel like she's rather kind of nice for what I have some grievances, but I don't think she's broken like, let's say, like I think Pinocchio. I don't know if you remember when Pinocchio came out. Pinocchio was toxic as crap when he came out. Pinocchio was borderline just insane, right?
People didn't realize that, but Pinocchio was similar to Victor when he first came out. Like he can be good in every and people didn't know like how the amount of Pinocchio I run into during Pinocchio era. Like every single match is a Pino.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's like yeah, sometimes with balance there is some problems with like some character being overtuned or whatever, but not to the degree I feel that it was like a year or so ago, right? And I think it mainly has to do with like not to rag on DevPK. DevPK, if you're listening, I love you, man. DevPK, thank you so much for Smash Legends. Thank you so much for this game, right? But I gotta give criticism where it's at. Like some decisions you made with this game, I don't know. It was just not all the way out there, right? But I don't know if you know right now, Alter. Smash Legends right now currently has a new director, Hong Young, I think his name is. Hong Young is the new director for Smash Legends. He's been a director since Soul came out, and yeah, the updates they've been doing, like the balance changes, a lot of the balance changes have been really good, except for the last one. The last one that came out that did like basically nothing, that was like whatever. But like that happened because like yeah, they were on like Korean holiday. That's fine, that's whatever, right? But balance patches used to be every update, but now under Hong Young, now it's once a month. Now balance patches are once a month. Yeah. And Hong Young, I think Hong Young is making a lot of interesting changes for the game, and I definitely agree with them more than I did with Dev PK. Yeah.
I see. Yeah, I've seen the balance has been a lot more tuned down. Like they are making small change, a lot less like huge sudden change. They're doing like balance very safe, but it's still not always on point, I guess, because it's a mess. Like to be honest, like there's no official balancing tier list whatsoever. So I don't blame them for not realizing what the actual issue is, because I don't think they have that much time to go through all the characters. Consider that we almost have 50 characters now in the game, and every new character came out, you have to test all the interaction. That's a lot of job. That's a lot of work.
Yeah, for sure, absolutely. Yeah, that's definitely understandable considering like I think what the team size is right now. I think they have like multiple team members doing different roles that they're usually not acquainted to because the team I think is so small right now. With Hong Young's team right now, with him as director, I do like the changes that they have been making. They're slow, steady changes that I think will play out more in the long run. As opposed to like I don't know if you noticed, but when Dev PK was the director, he would make a change, but then like later on he would revert it. Like Dev PK had a balance patch where he buffed Kaiser. I don't know if you remember the Kaiser buff, where Kaiser was ulting, he always had super armor regardless if he was attacking. I don't know if you remember that. And then I think like 2 or 3 balance patches later they got rid of that. Or Jacko had a change where like Jacko had a change with his ult, and then they reverted it later. Like Dev PK, like never really felt like Dev PK was focused on anything. Like he was just kind of making changes at the moment, which is fine. You know, that's fine,
it's like
right?
Yeah, they just like
that's completely fine, but it
works. But like
exactly,
it doesn't
exactly.
work, and it's like finding needles in the sea. So it's
Yes.
it would take a lot of back and forward.
Exactly. It feels like with Hong Young's approach, he's making changes, but he's only making changes if he's sure about them, right? And I appreciate that. That's what I'm getting at ever since he came on board with Soul and stuff like that. And again, Dev PK, I love you, man. I really do. You are like the best. Dev PK had a lot of love for this game. That was very evident. He like this game was like his child, right? I absolutely love what Dev PK did, but it just seems like in terms of like content for what Hong Young is doing so far, I do like what he's doing so far, and I can't wait to see more of what he is doing. I just hope, like I said, Tierfin gets toned down a little bit, and I hope to see Hatter get buffs. Hopefully the next patch, Hatter gets those buffs, because holy crap, man. Dude, when I saw Rapunzel Red get nerfed, I'm like, oh my god, this is it. This is it, dude. Those characters have never been touched for like months into years.
Even Robin, like recently Robin has been touched and he has never been like tuned down.
Yeah, it's great. I love it. I really do. It makes me hopeful. It really does.
It does. We might be copying when we say that, but we really do hope that the game changes for the better, because we still here. That's the thing. And whenever there's a good change, we will talk about it. Like we might seem like we ramble about the bad stuff all the time, but because there's nothing good happening. When there is something good, you bet that we will ramble about those things as well.
So true, so true.
Right, so as for the competitive scene right now, was you around when there were like duo competitive, when there were like team touchdown competitive?
I unfortunately I was not around for Team Touchdown competitive when Team Touchdown was like the only thing in competitive. Yeah, it was very unfortunate. I really wanted to like really experience that. I can now though. Thankfully now. Oh my gosh, yeah. It's a coin flip, but like if I get it, oh my god, I love it. I really do. Yeah. Playing Team Touchdown competitive right now, I do enjoy it. I do like it. But 1v1s, yes, I was around for the 1v1 competitive, and I actually really liked 1v1 competitive. Some people didn't, but I liked it. You better believe, yes, I was playing Lauren, and I think I was like top like 10 or 5 in my region, or maybe even the world. I think I have screenshots. Of my ranking in there. I don't know if I can find it because I have so many screenshots in this game.
Yeah,
but
duo competitive was actually fun. I don't know, like I don't think I see a lot of passive player during the competitive scene. Even though they didn't change anything, they just make it competitive.
Yeah, it was very interesting. Yeah, I think I have replays too of when I was in competitive duel when it was a time.
Was that also one of the PK ideas? Because that was
Yeah,
when a lot
yeah.
of thing was revert after the dual competitive was gone. They referred a lot of balance.
Yeah. What's it called? Yeah, Dev PK didn't leave until Soul Bad Guy came out. When Soul Bad Guy came, that's when Hung Young started to come and be director. So yeah, that was when Dev PK was director, and yeah, like I said, that's one of the updates that Dev PK did. He kind of made a change, and then he kind of reverted it, right? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's when I say I would love, like, right? I would love for a dual competitive to come back because I will be playing that all the time. If so, holy
I
crap!
would Even though like they say they need to focus on the dom balancing, so they cannot do the dual competitive, but it was fun for what it is. And
I think they can now because I think right now the balancing right now I don't think they're focusing on dom anymore. I think they're focusing on like general balance now, right?
right. It's just a bum that we never actually get a playground for different region to just jump in and just see how different the playstyle in this each region is. That would be fun too, because I know we have a lot of different like tier lists going on, different opinion, because the whole regions play differently. The scene, the mindset, everything is different.
They definitely do.
I'm always open for that. You know, I go in different region and play with you guys, but it's always it's always the hyping that really drags down the experience. But I still find it interesting. I learned a lot of different things that not present in my region.
That's good. That's good.
We go through a lot of things you did, but I never asked you like which of the achievement in Smash Nation that you're most proud of out of everything we've talked about, like the modding contribution, your Lauren legacy, and everything else that you have been through with Smash Legend, even this ranking board right here. Which one is the most proud of it all?
I think the thing I'm most proud of so far with my whole thing with Smash Legends is being able to like help with the tournaments that I helped with Red Fox, with Kidda and Muscles Roll the Dice tournament, and also my personal tournament that I did for Team Touchdown that I hosted basically myself with the help of Grizzly helped me manage that. Well, Grizzly, if you're watching this, huge shout out to you, dude. You helped a lot with that, dude, with that one tournament I did. It's definitely helping with the tournaments, right? I think those are the things that, like, when I ever look back fondly, to this day I look back at videos, right, of I think Trace, Goku, Bloody, and them all duking it out in the tournament. I love going back to those, right? I think those are memories. I think it's important to go ahead and have and make these memories because, you know, all good things come to an end eventually, and that's the thing that you can have that you can look back at, you know, and stuff like that. I enjoy doing that, right? It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, but I think that's the one thing that I do enjoy the most is doing those tournament events, right? For sure. I like to have it so that people can come together, right? We all love Smash Legends, right? So I would just absolutely love if we could just all just enjoy it for what it is, you know? I have my alarm going off, damn.
Like, seeing how the Team Touchdown tournament in C turned out, I really believe that it will become even a greater things now that now that I see that it's actually fun. It's actually got me on my feet watching it. I was not a fan of Dom, but Team Touchdown was fun. There was so many situations that you know what's happening. It's not like a bunch of effects pop up on the screen. Like, people were playing their heart out, and I think that's a good thing. Even though, like, I know you saw the tournament, right? You saw the Robin play in the finals against the Teeman. That was nasty. I never knew.
God, yes.
Like, he can completely shut down Teeman ult with the slow wave on ult.
Yes,
And
dude. Oh my God.
2 times in a row.
Yeah.
Jacko and Robin are the 2 most banned character in the whole tournament. That's crazy.
It is crazy, absolutely. Yeah, and to piggyback what you said earlier about Dom and stuff like that. I'm not ragging on anyone who likes and enjoys Dom. You can enjoy whatever you want in the game. The game is yours to enjoy. But I just feel like when it comes to the touchdown game modes, both dual touchdown and team touchdown, those two game modes I think are like, in my opinion, peak Smash Legends, because I feel like you see much more decision making and much more interactions in those game modes than you do with Dominion, right? Dominion's fine, like Dominion has its own little niche, but I feel like with the touchdown game modes, you see so much more stuff happening, right? So much more decision making is happening, right? As opposed to Dom. Dom feels like a cluster crap to me, right? It really does. There's like, despite me like really like loving team touchdown, there is one little thing that I just don't, not necessarily that I don't like about it, but it's just like, I think like a negative to it. You don't really feel this with dual touchdown, but with team touchdown you do, is simply because of the 2 lanes thing. There's nothing wrong with 2 lanes. I think it's fine. But because team touchdown as a concept is a 3v3 game mode,
Right.
You're gonna have 2v2 on one lane and 1v1 on another lane, right? And typically how I feel like matches in team touchdown kind of like devolve sooner or later when you get to like the real top level matches, is that whoever wins the 1v1 lane basically kind of wins the game, right? Because if you let the top lane get captured, then already the enemy team can capture the final point and close out the game, right? And now your 2v2 people who are focusing on 2v2, now they can't focus on the bottom lane anymore. Now they have to focus everywhere, and it just becomes kind of like a scramble, right? So if you let that one lane on the top go, it's basically kind of over, right? But in dual touchdown, you don't feel that because there's only one point to focus on, right? If you lose a checkpoint or whatever, you can bounce back, you can come back. But team touchdown, not really that much. But I still love it regardless. It's just that's the one thing that like kind of keeps it much more on edge, right? But regardless, I still do love it.
It's like it has both sides to the 1v1 lane, because I mean, in a team, once you realize you're not a match for the opponent 1v1 ace that they set out, you have to like communicate. You have to like quickly snap that and just communicate with your team. Like I need a switch like ASAP, like swap with me. And that's like team play. That's strategic. Like you have to figure things out until it works. And that's something you don't see in Dom, because everyone just jump in the middle, right? So there's no like back and forth and no switching. Everybody does their thing.
Absolutely. Yeah, communication definitely is communication and trust. Communication and trust is a big thing in team touchdown, right? Being able to like, a lot of decisions you make has to base on trust, because you have to know if your teammate is capable of handling that lane or not before you make a decision which one you should go for. Absolutely.
I know if you have the same opinion in dual touchdown recently, but I hate it when they take the big HP potion away from us.
Oh, the big potion?
Yeah, big potion. That's the whole point of like strategy, going back to collect HP or like going forward to steal the HP, but now it doesn't matter. Like the little HP doesn't matter at all.
Yeah. I think Muscle feels the same way. Muscle also doesn't like the small potions, right? He likes the big potions. Me personally, I'm kind of indifferent to it. I don't like it, but I also don't like it. I'm like kind of like in the middle, because it kind of has its positives and negatives, right? Because like one of my big grievances with dual touchdown before is like if I was playing Lauren, right, and I was going against the Snow and Red who had like unyielding or whatever, it would be kind of hard for me to like kill them, right? And then it would suck for them to kind of like go back for a big pot, and then they have full HP again, and I have to deal with it all over again, right? Well, I could go back for pots too, right? It just kind of felt like before, like no one was really dying unless like you made like a big play or whatever, some stuff like that, right? Whereas opposed to now, people are actually dying, right? Because there's not as much HP given to you and stuff like that. But like I said, I'm kind of indifferent to it because like there was some positives before and negatives before, but now there's new positives and negatives right now that are associated with it, right? So I kind of don't really swing either way, but I definitely do feel where you're coming from with that kind of stuff, right? That because dual touchdown right now, as it was before, is that dual touchdown definitely is way different than what is before, because like the biggest thing about it is that when you die right now, you have a 5-second respawn, as opposed to before you would have a 3-second respawn, right? And it would slowly go expand over time, right? But now because it defaults to 5-second respawn, if both you and your teammate die at the same time, right, you both have 5-second respawn, and that gives the enemy team just enough time to cap the first point, right, in like the first like 30 seconds of the match or the first minute of the match. It's like it's kind of crazy, to be honest, right? Back then, dual touchdown, like you could afford, basically what I'm trying to say, like in simple terms, is that you could make mistakes before with dual touchdown. Now if you make like one mistake, it kind of feels like it's over, and it's like you kind of have like to bounce back now, or you don't, you lose the game, right? Games basically right now are much faster, they're quicker, right? As opposed to before, it felt like they were a little longer, but they weren't that long that they took forever, right?
One more thing is the magnet bomb change, because we don't get.
Oh my god, I hate it.
Magnet bomb anymore. Was
I
that
hate
the main point of touchdown was like revolving around that middle spot, right? Whoever capture it will have the play. But now it's just drop. Like what is drop now? Like just energy, like
it's a big energy pot. Yup, it's a bomb and
sucks.
a magnet bomb. Yeah, I hate it. I absolutely hate it. Right? Like you guys can hate the potions. I might be indifferent to it, but I absolutely hate that they made it so that it's not guaranteed mag bomb. Right? Because I felt like it was important to go ahead and try to fight for mag, right? And stuff like that. Because one of the things I hate is that like you might have characters like Proc or Ravi or Taman who have really prominent ults, but their ults take forever to charge, right? So if you have any of those characters go for the big pot, they get ult again and they can do whatever they're doing again with their ult, right? But you might have characters like Snow or Red, right, who have not as much prominent ults, and they get them faster, and if they take them, nothing really happens. It's like uneventful, right? And stuff like that, as well as the regular bomb. The regular bomb is not very eventful, right? Mag bomb I felt like was so prominent, so important that it let any character like do anything. Even if you were a character like, let's say, like I don't know, like Octavia. Let's say Octavia got mag bomb. Octavia by herself is not probably going to do anything with mag bomb, but if her partner is like Witch Queen or Wolfgang or Snow, Octavia can throw mag bomb, and then their partner could capitalize on it. You know what I'm saying? Mag bomb I felt like just did so much more and was much more impactful, right, compared to what we have now, which is like it's just I don't know. It's not the same highs. It really isn't. I would love for them to change that. I don't know why they don't.
The mag bomb in duo deathmatch works the same way. They didn't change that, but they took away the mag bomb in touchdown for some reason. And now whenever you see like the timer is almost over, you have to make a decision, but you doesn't know what exactly it will drop.
Exactly.
Out already, and you run to the middle, and you was like, oh man, that just sucks. Like.
It does suck. It very much does. I don't like. I feel like if anything, if we had to make some sort of like middle ground, just get rid of the ult potion. The ult potion I feel like is just so dumb. I would be fine with any bomb. Right? I would prefer mag bomb, but if I know I'm gonna get a bomb, at least I'm gonna get a bomb, right? If I'm playing like freaking a character with a bad ult, right, and I get an ult potion, I guess I just like, you know what I'm saying? Yes, I agree with that. You have to make a key decision, and you don't know what you're gonna get. I absolutely agree with that, right? In Team Touchdown, it's more fine. Like yes, in Team Touchdown, the items are kind of like more randomized. Like in the gummy map, the items are randomized, right? Right. But I feel like in the gummy map, it doesn't matter as much because like you have more teammates, more stuff going on. And I don't know. It's just
Right, so
the death PK.
it's a lot different. They cannot copy past Team Touchdown item drop into Duo Touchdown, because in Team Touchdown you don't have time to keep track of every item slot. Like when they dropping, like you make decision once they drop. But in Duo Touchdown you always keep an eye on that middle spot. Like you and your opponent always have like one person looking at it and like seeing the timer and knowing when to go for it. But now you cannot make any decision right away. You cannot make like play strategy because you don't know what it will drop. You don't know what you'll get.
Absolutely. That just took away
so much from the game mode itself.
That's part of the thing that I'm doing with like, you know, with like how I was saying like the modding stuff. I'm trying to figure out how abilities are worked so I can fix them. Right, that's item pools also work the same way. Item pools work in like this serialized byte data thing that I don't understand. I'm like, what is this mishmash, right? You know, so if I could figure it out, I would love to change it so that way items could be back to what they were before, right?
Yes,
you know,
that would be awesome. Especially you know the item skin right now for Halloween, I think. It looks weird to me. Like sometimes I don't know which one is HB, sometimes I don't know which one is energy pot, because they
oh yeah yeah
was that the
it's
new
fun, it's
decision
fun.
Like is there a different like design director? Because god damn.
It's fun that they did that, but yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah,
what's the best advice you can give to player, like the new player we were talking before, when they feel stuck right now? Because I know like new player come and go so fast, they barely have the time to actually explore everything that the game has to offer, but also they don't have the motivation to do it. So what would it be if you can give them one advice?
Is this advice like for motivation for playing the game, or advice for like kind of getting better at the game, or
most likely how to get past that mindset of like they hit the very spot of their gameplay journey that they don't know what to do anymore.
Oh, like a plateau. Like they feel like they're not getting better anymore.
Right.
My first thought comes to that is to try. Immediately, what comes to mind for me is that I feel like if you were serious about like branching out and trying to get better at the game, and you feel like you're not getting better, immediately what comes to mind for me is to like get in touch with the community of the game. This game does have a public Discord that if you look in the game in the menus, it does have a public Discord. You will go in there and try to get in touch with the community and try to figure out in the community if there's like a clan or a group of people that are, I guess you could say, top players or also in the same boat as you that want to get better and they want to get past this plateau. You want to surround yourself with players that also have the same mindset as you, right? You want to get better, and you want to go into custom matches with these players and critique each other, right? Like, oh, I did this wrong or I did that wrong. You want to surround yourself with people like yourself in order to reach past that gap. Always try to challenge yourself with people and be part of a group that will take you in under their wing and just try to get better. I know some people in clans like that. For example, ASM. ASM is the first one that comes to mind for us in North America. I don't know what ASM stands for, right? But basically, ASM they have different clans for different levels within their clan. Right. If you first join ASM, you get in their clan called ASMT. I guess it's ASM training. It's a training clan. It's for like basically all the newbies, right? They put all the newbies in one clan. And if the leader sees that you're doing well enough, he'll upgrade you to a newer clan called just ASM, right? You'll go into ASM, and I think eventually, if the leader sees that you're doing really good and really well, right, he'll upgrade you to Arc, which is I think the final one. Arc is their last upgrade. You're basically like the best of the best in the clan, all that kind of stuff, right? It's kind of like 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 you're in the army and you rise up the ranks kind of thing. They have it like that, which I think is kind of cool too, because like when I was playing Lost Saga, Lost Saga also had that, or Rumble Fighter 2. Rumble Fighter also had systems like where as you level up, you get different ranks and stuff like that. Not like competitive ranks, but like it was on your profile. Smash Legends has that with the level system. Like I'm level 430 or whatever, but those are just numbers, right? Some people like to see like pictures or whatever and stuff like that, right?
They want progression. They want like improvement that people recognize them for it, and this is just perfect.
Yes, exactly. That was a big thing in Rumble Fighter. Rumble Fighter, it was called gems, right? I think everyone started with like copper, and then they made it to silver and like these were not competitive. Like they were not competitive. They basically all they did was like they showed you how long you were playing the game. Right. And one of the top gems was like I think like some sort of like platinum gem, right? And this when someone saw a platinum gem on you, they knew like, oh my god, don't mess with that guy, right? You know what I'm saying, right? He was like kind of like the big kid on the block and stuff like that. But again, it didn't necessarily show you your skill level. It just shows you how long you were playing. And yes, like you said, when you see something like that, it makes you want it. It makes you want to keep playing. That's another thing I think that Smash Bros. Is kind of lacking. Like, just show us something that we've been here for a while besides the levels, right? I think levels is fine, but it'd be nice, like, if you look in ranks, you see the rank, you see Masters, you see Platinum, Diamond. It'd be nice for, like, when you first load into the match, you'll see some sort of emblem next to their name. Like, oh man, this guy, oh wow, you know what I'm saying? Right. But I can kind of understand why they wouldn't do that, because I think some players might see that and they might get intimidated, and they probably wouldn't want, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, right? There's a good and bad to it, right? But for me, that was like a motivation factor for me back then playing Rumble Fighter and Lost Saga. I just liked rising up, right? That was me.
Shouldn't we have something similar with the mastery in this game, right? Like,
yes,
we're not asking for much. It can be whatever. Just give us something for the achievement that we have grant for.
Oh, you mean like some sort of like recognition, kind of like what I was saying before?
Yeah, it can simply be profile picture, frame, whatever. Just something, right? Because like you don't even see people mastery when you start a match.
Yeah, you would have to look. Yeah, you would have to look for it. Yeah,
I agree that it might be intimidating to show that. But like I said, you can just convert it to whatever seem more friendly, like profile picture, frame, whatever, right? It's probably not one of their priority for the game at the moment.
I mean, to be honest, Alter, what's it called? I heard that they're kind of working on trying to do something with Mastery in Trophy Road. I don't know exactly what it is, but it is going to be coming soon. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, that
like I said, but I heard.
Can be interesting. I just hope that they don't really extend the number more than that. Because I don't want to go back to those days. I know you can relate it to this because you and Yami had that going on for 3 months, and I was worried for like a couple of days that you wouldn't be able to keep up because god damn Yami, that guy doesn't sleep. I see him rising all the time. And it's the same thing when me and Maxus were grinding for that top spot. It went on for like 6 months and it was so painful. Like I had to sacrifice my sleep, sacrifice my meals.
Oh my gosh, dude, no.
I don't want to go back to that again. So whatever they are doing, just keep the cap limit, okay? We don't need to go higher than 1 million. You don't need higher number. That's it. Just keep it like that.
Yeah, I think it would be interesting if they did what you said before, like some sort of recognition, right? That when you load into a match, you see this guy's like has like some sort of like emblem or something that shows his mastery and stuff. I think that would be interesting, but like I said, it kind of depends on who you're asking about that, because like I said, some people might get intimidated, right? Like, oh, this game's the game's matchmaking is putting me against the #1 gummy. What the heck, you know? Like I already kind of see that in the suggestions channel. Actually, you know what? Now that I think about it, I don't see that as much anymore. I don't see people complaining about matchmaking. I haven't seen that for months now. Actually, think about it. That's interesting.
That's interesting. Either they don't think complaining will work, or like nobody just. Because I don't know. Recently, it's hard to say because with my mastery, I cannot get normal matchmaking, so it's hard to say. But I'm getting less player even in 2v2 or 3v3 these days.
Yeah,
so that's
booty.
might be an issue. Yeah, have to work on that. Like they can make great change, but it doesn't matter if the player all gone when the change happens.
For sure.
With how easy clan or great these days, there's so many options available. And you don't necessarily always need to go for the big one, but yes, they do offer more value when it's come to like recognition, improvement. But just join the community, join whichever one fits you. I think that's work too, because I see a lot of people just stay in small community, but they are happy, they enjoy the game, they have someone to play with every day, and that's good. Maybe they don't want to be competitive, they don't need to be like super sweaty. That's fine too. Just find a reason that keep you hooked to the game. That reason depends on you mostly. Just have somebody to play with. That's all it takes. You probably didn't know, but I play Alice back in the day. Just because
Impossible.
I have a friend. That's it. Yeah, just because I have a friend who play Peter, and I want to be the support role for every of his baseball swing, right? So I was the Alice that just hide behind that Peter for the longest time before he just stopped playing, and I lose my purpose. That's when I find Gumi, because it's, if you think about it, a lot of Alice movement can be translated to Gumi gameplay, like jump, throw the bomb. It's like jump, air skill. I just transfer most of what I learned from playing Alice to Gumi at first, but again, I don't have a friend to support anymore, so I couldn't keep up that playstyle. So then I just think, why don't people go in 1v1 with Gumi? So I just push her to the limits, and I just grind to maximum with just 1v1 Gumi.
Look at that, I love that.
Yeah, because I think Lauren and Gumi can be ranked pretty close to each other. I know there's no like universal tier list, whatever, but whenever I do make one, Lauren and Gumi is just somewhere in the A tier, not too far from each other. Not sure if you agree, but I saw your tier list before. I think there's a lot in common. So
yeah, let me grab it. Actually, I actually like that tier list.
Update version.
Hold
or
on.
Hatter patch.
Yeah, I have it with Hatter.
You are up to date.
Yeah, I basically did it when Hatter came out, because like I said, I didn't really like how Hatter was like. Right. I genuinely think Hatter's like directly above Flare, and that's it. Right. Yeah, for me, for Gummy, I think Gummy is like right below S tier. I think Gummy's a very solid character. I think, but I have her in the same tier as Lauren, because Lauren, I think like
that's the only tier that makes sense for both these characters, I believe. Like I don't think they have always been in A tier, but right now at the moment, yes, I totally agree on this. I mean, Lauren is still here even without Max, in my opinion. With all the fast skill and the dunk with the skill. Okay.
I want to move
Yeah.
I want to move Ducky and Swan like probably below Kaiser or above Kaiser, somewhere between there, because they're definitely like harder now.
What happened if Hannah copy Lauren though? Does he have a Vex of his own?
She gets her own Vex, but the
Hey.
Vex does not get damage reduction, right? So the Vex
Oh,
dies
right.
with like 3 heads. Yeah.
So that it doesn't work at all.
Yeah. Like Red, if you copy Red ult, like yeah, you'll get more damage, but like you kind of have to be like very specific about how you use it with Hatter. Ollie's okay. Gummy, I think Gummy ult is bad for Hatter. Like, well, it's a good
That's
push away ult, but it does like no damage, right? Or no knockback too. It's
Yeah,
like
knockback. It's just
because of the tags. And you know what's weird, and I hate this too. When Hatter copies Tearfing's ult, she gets Tearfing's 3-stack ult, like fully stacked, right? She gets
Oh.
that. But if she copies Hamelin, she only gets Hamelin 2-stack ult. She doesn't get the
that's
full Hamelin
weird.
ult. I'm like, why? What's up with that? I'm like, it's
That's
like
so
inconsistent.
weird.
I'm like, yeah, it's like, dude, what in the world, dude? I don't know.
Yeah, they probably didn't thought about this. If that's the case, then when they copy Ducky ult, they should be able to transform to Swan.
Yes, because she can be Kaiser ult. She can be
Right.
Kaiser with the super armor. Why can't she be Swan? And she already has a saying that the more times Hatter attacks while she's transformed, then her ult, then the transform will go away quicker.
Right.
So like at the most I could see is like her attacking with Swan 3 or 4 times and then she's done.
Yep.
Right? I don't know. I think she needs to be able to do that. That's crazy. Because like she can already be Pinocchio. Pinocchio's crazy, right? Kaiser's crazy. Even Wu Chi, when she copies Wu Chi, she can do the the staple Wu Chi stuff.
Oh.
Basic 2 into ult, and it's like that does a crap ton of damage. I don't know. It's weird. It's weird, dude. And you know what I hate the most? This is the biggest thing I hate the most about Hatter, right? The most. She cannot ult slide. You know how characters can slide with their ults like Maya
She
or Master
cannot?
Cat?
Damn.
She can't do it with anything at all. It sucks. I hate it.
Oh,
If I
that's
wanted to
so
do the
weird.
Master Cat ult slide, I can't do the Master Cat ult slide, all right?
Yeah, that's
And
so
she would have
weird.
so much. Yeah, she would be
Because
so cool.
Her kid's hands like one of the biggest slide. Like what the fuck?
Yes, and like it's really bad because if you copy Parfait ult, right? I think Parfait ult really needs to slide because if you try to do combos with Hatter, she can't. Like you sometimes if you try to do combos with Hatter into Parfait ult, you'll just miss the Parfait ult because she doesn't slide. She just stays in place. I'm like, dude, oh my god. There's like so many little things with Hatter that just annoy me so much. I'm like, dude, how did they make Hatter after they made Tearfang? Like, what the heck? Did they feel so bad about Tearfang? Like, oh man, we better tone it down a notch. And then they made Hatter, and it's like, I don't know, dude. Holy crap. That's me, dude. I'm really
that's
looking forward to
definitely-
those Hatter buffs.
Yeah, that slide thing definitely. I think Hannah need that.
It's like it would have been so cool if she had slide stuff, dude. Oh my god, I was just like, all the stuff you could do is like, they were almost there. We were so close. It's that clip of that guy who like, oh, we were so close to greatness. We were this close. It's like, oh my god. She could have done stuff with Kernai, with Proc, with Ravi. She could have slid with Ravi. Come on, dude. Oh my god, let us do that. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna happen this update, but maybe the update after we'll get that. We'll get some balance changes.
But Tiffany
Yep,
too,
yep,
they
yep.
haven't touched Tiffany at all, right? So
Yeah, I don't think she got any
Yeah,
real buffs or nerfs. Yeah, I mean, Tearfang was fine when she first came out, but I think once people like figured out how her hitboxes work and started abusing them, and her ult, oh my god, just like, ugh. It's like Tearfang for me is like, I don't think she's that bad. She's just annoying. She's really annoying, right? And it's like she gets away with stuff that I feel like she should not be getting away with. That's my grievance with her. I don't think she's broken. She's just really consistently annoying, and it's like, what the heck?
true, I agree. Not broken, but consistently get away from making mistakes. That's the thing.
Yeah, I really hate that. Like, let me punish you, dude.
And she has so much flexible on the ult too. You know, she changed direction of the knockback, so she can literally
Yes.
choose where she throw you.
Yes, absolutely.
I
It's
think that's
booty.
a common thing with the new characters, because Wuchi also have that with her skill teleport,
Mhm.
right? She choose
Yes.
where she knocked you back. when
And Java can do that too.
Oh yeah, the teleport direction.
With the teleport, yeah, he
Look
can
at
choose
these
where he wants
characters,
to hit you.
Like, what about my Gumi way? how they keep messing up my throwback, like my knockback, and they give all these characters the privilege of like choosing which direction they can throw people.
And I want Airvolts to be for something for Lauren, damn it.
I think they might just listen to you once you reach 1 million. I'm not saying that they will, but they might. This one, I just name it what it is. So rapid fire question. So I ask you just small question, but you have like 3 seconds to give answer to these questions. So literally, whatever
Uh-oh.
pop up on your mind, it will be your lock-in answer for that question. Just let me know whenever you're ready. I have the question right here.
Uh-oh, I'm ready. Uh-oh.
Okay. So first question, easy. What's your favorite legend?
Oh, Lauren.
Right. Second question, least favorite legend to fight against.
Least favorite legend to fight against, Snow.
Right. Third question, favorite map in the game.
The city, the dual touchdown stage.
Right. Fourth question, dream team composition. Like, what's the character you want to go with in your team?
When I'm Lauren, Ravi.
Fifth question, which one legend you think is still underrated?
Underrated. Rambert.
Okay. Okay. One legend that you think is overrated. That's the sixth question.
Overrated. Bali.
Okay. Seventh question. First legend you ever play? Oh, we got this. Wait, no, we didn't got it. The first ever legend you ever played.
Oh, Rapunzel.
Oh, it was a Rapunzel. Okay. Eighth question is your favorite skin in the game.
Favorite skin? The Battle Pass Lauren skin with the blonde hair and the white dress.
What is your like go-to reaction when you have like a clutch match, like a great play?
Oh my god, dude, no way, come on! It's exactly like that, exactly.
Yeah, I can confirm this if you see one of Kirby clips, which he doesn't throw out there publicly, but it's hype. I can tell you that. Okay, 10th question. Then what is your go-to reaction when you lose a very close match, which is a bit
When I lose a
opposite?
very close match?
Yes.
Oh, come on! And I just start beeping all over the place. I have clips where I do that, yeah, I could share those if you
I
want.
haven't seen them.
Yes, dude, I have crash out clips. I have crash out clips, trust me. This fucking character. Dude, this fucking character! What the fuck? Oh my god, what a piece of shit character! What the fuck were they thinking with this bullshit? Oh my god, that's just fucking stupid as hell! Oh my gosh! Single-handedly defended a point because he has super armor on a skill that he gets twice! What the fuck? Oh my gosh, dude. Wow! What absolute total fucking bullshit! Oh my god, that's fucking insane! Why give super armor to a skill that you can do by fucking frame 6 and you get it twice? What the fuck? Oh my god, dude! You can't be serious!
If you could design one new legend, what would their ability be?
Their ability would be, if you can do this one thing as much as you can, you get stronger, like Airwaltz.
Okay. That's interesting. Last question. What's the favorite quote or motto that keep you motivated in the game?
Definitely the mastery board, for sure.
Your least favorite legend to go again is Snow. I think it's mostly because he can just snap you when you just auto down with Lauren.
I have a crash out clip on Snow if you want to see it. What is that bullshit? I fucking hate Snow, dude! Why does he have these amazing hitboxes on him? He stopped my pogo and he killed me without even looking at me. What is that? What I really hate about Snow is his hitboxes. Snow has like really generous hitboxes, like Tearfang, right? But they're not as bad as Tearfang, but they're still pretty bad. I really hate them, right? Like Snow has an instance, like in this clip I show you, he kills me without even looking at me. It's very annoying because I'm playing as a character like Lauren who has very honest hitboxes, and then you have Snow with like he's just swinging his sword like a freaking fan, and he's like doesn't care, and he's still hitting me. I'm like, dude, I wish I could do that.
Yeah.
If Snow had more honest hitboxes, I would enjoy fighting him a lot more. Because I already kind of enjoy fighting him. It's just that sometimes I get caught just a little bit by his hitboxes, and because of how his hit data is designed, if he touches you in any way, it kind of leads into his combos, right? So if he hits you at least once, he can do whatever. Basically, it's like it's kind of unfair sometimes, you know.
Does that mean in like a tournament scene you would just straight up ban Snow as the first choice that you have?
Not really, right? Because if I were to put more thought into it, let me see, hold on. the character I would consistently ban if I was playing Lauren
Right.
is either Rapunzel or Rambert, because those characters
Yeah.
definitely counter Lauren.
Makes sense. What
Yeah,
about
those two
character
or
that
Briar.
can,
Briar too,
oh, Briar too, right?
because Briar just makes my Vex like nothing. It's like I don't have an ult against Briar.
When asked what's the most underrated characters, you say it was
Rambert.
Rampant. You think that he's like a better marksman than what he's shown?
Yeah, I mean, Rambert has some key weaknesses, right? But there's something about him that I just feel like that is like, because like DE plays like a lot of Rambert. I feel like if you like really nail down Rambert, like you have someone who's like really consistent with him, he can be like a real crazy character in my opinion, right? It's just you have to cover his big weak, because he does have big weaknesses, but if you cover them, he's just a big menace in my opinion. And I think the one thing that I like a lot about Rambert is that you have to condition your opponent with those far ranges, right? So just keep chipping away at them, but like eventually they're gonna play into your ground skill or your meat shot, right? That's what I think Rambert is how he's supposed to be played, right? Just condition your opponent into playing into something that you want, so that you can eventually get the meat shot, right? Otherwise, they just have to deal with the flicks, and the flicks are just as annoying in my opinion, right? If you're playing a character that cannot get in against him, right?
Right.
You know, if you're playing a character like maybe Snow or Red, fast characters with like fast frame data, then yeah, Rambert's probably gonna struggle, right? But if not, it's like, what do you do? It's, you know, that's my opinion at least. When I play Lauren, I don't know.
And the most overrated was Molly.
Yeah, I feel like I wanted to take this back, but now that I think about it, I think I do agree with what I say, because Molly's like main gimmick is obviously her ult, right, and stuff like that. But I feel like otherwise she's like, I hear people say all the time that like, oh, Molly takes a lot of skill. No, I don't think she does, right? Molly takes a lot of like practice and a lot of like matchup knowledge,
Yes.
right, to really play her the best, right? But I don't think that necessarily means skill. That means knowledge. You have a lot of knowledge with the character, but I don't think you don't really necessarily have skill with the character, because like I don't think Molly's skill expression is really like all the way out there. The only thing you have to do with Molly is just land the counters, and everything else in her kit is really easy to land. She has very generous hitboxes, right? And while she's not really doing a lot of damage, the only thing you really have to do is land counters, right? Land counters consistently, and then you're just good with Molly. I don't think Molly is really that hard to play. All you have to do is know when to press that ult button. That's it. That is really it, right? She's very forgiving to play. She's very easy to play in my opinion. You just got to play her a lot to get the counters. That's it.
Right. The hard thing is probably just the mind game, because going different people, they find different way to bait your ult out.
Yeah, those are the people who play Molly that I would respect, where regardless of the pressure that you're in, you're a cut above them with the mind games,
Right.
and that regardless of how much pressure you're in, you're still landing those counters. Those are the Mollys that I really respect. Like there's a guy in our region called Wrath. He mained Molly, and he's a monster with her. He just knows exactly when to fucking use those counters, and the stuff that he does sometimes with her is like insane. Like he like the stuff that I said with Rambert about conditioning, he does that with Molly. He conditions you to play a certain way, and it's insane, right? Wrath doesn't play anymore, unfortunately. I think he's playing Marvel Rivals now, but when he played Molly, he's insane. He's one of the best Mollys in my opinion, right? In this game for sure.
Yeah, go back to your dream team composition. You say it's Ravi that will fit your Lauren best. Why is that?
Yes. So Ravi, I think, is like a very consistent bodyguard for Lauren, right? Mainly because of his pole skill. His pole skill is like really good, because like picture that Lauren's gonna have Vex down, right? While Lauren can go ahead and kind of like babysit Vex, Ravi's also a really good bodyguard for Vex as well, right? Ravi doesn't necessarily have to expose himself, right? Because if you're dealing with a Lauren and a Vex, you already have to deal with so much, and if you want to focus Vex, you kind of have to deal with a Ravi that's kind of like just outside your attack range with a Vex shooting at you, right? Ravi is just really good at just like being on the sidelines and being a consistent like backup for Lauren, for either Lauren or Vex. And if Ravi's all covers Vex like completely, right? You know what I'm saying? It's like it's really good. I played a lot with Ravi, with a person who played Ravi, and the synergy that these two characters have, Ravi and Lauren, like really surprised me. I'm like, oh my god, Ravi's like really good at like backing me up, right? You know, because I used to kind of struggle with that, because like sometimes you might have range characters like Witch Queen or Hook or Robin, right? But usually with those range characters, they kind of can't like really protect themselves if they're like in a 1v1 situation, unless you're Robin, right? But then you kind of have to bank on your Robin being a good Robin, right? You know what I'm saying? But Ravi's like, I don't know. It's like, because like if Ravi gets caught and I have Vex out, Vex could just protect Ravi, or I could protect Ravi. It's just Ravi. Just I feel like it just works really well with like how Lauren is designed, right? I think they kind of like really work together. It really surprised me, right? But when I saw it in action, I'm like, this is actually really nice, right? You know, it just worked really well.
I can see the vision. Like let's say they get hit by Ravi, or they got knocked up, and you can just do an air skill kick into the face right after.
I can dunk depending on the angle that Ravi ult is sending them. I can do a ground skill to dunk them, and it doesn't send them that high, but just enough that I can reach them and I could dunk them if they're going off stage like that. It's like, or if I wanted to, I could just pogo. I could just pogo them while they're being sucked in, and I could lead into pogos, right? That's what I just would like really like that. Like Ravi, I just like when I think of Ravi for a partner for Lauren, the biggest word that comes to mind is consistent. He's just consistent, and that's what I like. Scylla or whatever. I think he last logged in like 2 months ago. Yeah. We used to play duels quite a bit and stuff like that, but I don't know where he went. I don't have him on Discord or anywhere. But yeah, he would play Ravi, and we got a lot of good games together. And he was pretty good for what he was. He wasn't like an amazing player, but his name is Selah. S-E-L-A-H. Selah.
Selah. So you might not be like one of the greatest Ravi Raver, but getting recognized by the best Lauren play, that is something. So I recommend you opening the game, downloading it back and whatever.
Yeah, he last logged in.
The best Lauren to 1 million. I think that's your responsibility now that you have this message out. Is there like anyone else you feel like you have even more like synergy with, even though the legend themselves doesn't work together, but you feel like you do better with them?
Yeah. I want to mention Gummy, obviously with Red Fox. I do play with Red Fox sometimes, and I don't think Gummy necessarily works that well with Lauren, right? But with how Red Fox plays, it really works with me with how he plays, right? Because Red Fox can hold his own, right? And Red Fox usually can bank on Vex. You know, Vex can help protect him and all that kind of stuff. And I don't know if you know this, right? Because I don't know if you play with like Lauren partners, but me and Red Fox discovered like a tech with Gummy and Lauren that basically only Lauren can make use of, and it's really weird.
Okay, that's new. No, I don't have a partner Lauren, so I don't think I know about this.
So this only really works with Lauren, and only I really benefit from it. You know how like when Gummy gets tags on the butterflies, and when you hit someone with a tag,
Right.
Gummy gets a movement speed boost, right? If Gummy has a tag on someone and Vex hits that person while they're tagged, Lauren will get the movement speed.
That's how it works.
Yes. I get 2 seconds of movement speed boost when Vex hits someone, and it is so good. It is insane, dude.
Insane.
Oh my god, I love it so much.
This is stack. If you hit them and Vex hit them at the same time, does it stack?
Like there's a movement speed stack?
Stack if both of you hit them.
I don't. Oh, if we both hit them, probably. But the thing usually with the movement speed stack is that it usually lasts 2 seconds.
Yeah.
So like I might still be stuck in my attack animation before I could notice it. Right? You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, but like I definitely do notice that when Vex is hitting someone and I get that, oh my god, it feels so good. I'm like, oh, it's amazing.
Maybe not the Lauren and Vex thing, like Vex give the buff to Lauren, but I think I figured that out from you too. Like I didn't know Gumi speed boost work like that on my teammate, mostly because the speed boost was not visible to many people, and they didn't tell me that they have that.
Yeah, I know. I don't think it mentions that in the game, right? It mentions that as a passive, right? But it never mentioned that teammates could get it as well, because it like, and I don't think you ever really noticed it, because well, it does show a visual effect because the teammate does get butterflies showing on them, but the visual effect is so tiny. You have to like really be looking to see it, right? And that because it lasts 2 seconds, most characters are still stuck in their attack animation before they can even like see it or notice it, right?
Get use of that, or like make use of it in any way. So like for the longest time, I didn't even know I have that until you pointed out. So
yeah, I think the only other character that could make use of it would probably be Hamelin, right? If Hamelin just hits them once while they're tagged, then he could get the speed boost, right? But I think other than that, I think only Lauren is the only other one.
I'm curious to see if Red Fox also feel the same, or does he have someone else? We're gonna find that out later on. But yeah,
Red Fox does have Alex. Like
does,
when Red Fox, yeah,
I know, like he's a Maya player, right?
yes,
And
he's a
it's
Maya
very
player,
oriented.
and yes, he is. Something about Red Fox and Alex when Alex is Maya is crazy because their synergy is insane, right?
Lord.
So, like, they are really good at backing each other up. Because, like, whenever I try to focus Red, fucking Maya is on my back. If I try to focus Maya, Red is ulting me and killing me with 3 tags. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So yeah, it's hard to focus them because they always have each other's back. They're really good, like, in my
Right.
opinion.
That's one thing too. I think a lot of player looks past is that playing 2v2 is not just necessary you doing your character role, like being assassin, being tank, but you understanding your teammate, like how they play and what's their like blind spot to support them. That's the main thing. Once you find that one person who just suddenly works so well with your gameplay, you realize that it changed your experience a lot, and you get a lot more wins out of that. Quick question: do you know my best partner that I play with for duo?
No, who is it?
Is Kimchi, currently the 4th Gumi in the master.
Oh, really? No way. You guys tear it up?
Yeah, I wouldn't say this before I met Kimchi, because you would think that 2 Gumi is like one of the worst combination to play duo, especially that match, because both of them has so many opening for the assassin, right? Yeah, but when Kimchi go back from NA, because he was in NA before and he went back to C. First time I played with them, I thought I was just fighting myself, but faster, because Kimchi has crazy reaction speed even though he play on an iPad. That's the crazy thing.
Really? Wow, that's crazy.
And yeah, we just randomly play together from time to time, and for some reason it still click. Like whenever I decide if I want to leap in, or whenever I decide I want to ult in, Kimchi will be one step ahead of me.
Wow.
That's the only Gumi that put me in the support role. I'm not even lying. For everyone else who play with me, I will make you try to keep up to me. I will not give you the ace role. But he is the only exception because he does it so well, and he does it exactly how I imagine it, like exactly how I would do with my Gumi. So I don't mind being a support role in this duo.
Wow.
So yeah,
Interesting.
finding the perfect partner really level up your gameplay experience. It has way more to offer, and you just discover so many new things about the character composition as well.
For sure.
That's one thing too. I can't wait to be able to play with let's say Red Fox, because Red Fox say that once he get famous he will go to C and play with me. So you see how that works? I keep telling him every day, just buy a ticket, like don't wait. But I hope that it will not take him that long. And make sure
It would be nice.
Yeah, I will tell him to bring you too. Why not? Since I want to see the comp between Lauren and Gumi. Oh yeah, your favorite skin. I agree, the Battle Pass for Lauren is a great skin, but what about the anniversary one? Isn't that a good skin to like?
I do like that one too. It's just that I feel like I love the anniversary skin. I love the hair. The hair is my favorite thing about it. I love like the twirls. Oh my god, I love it so much, right? And I love Vex's skin for the anniversary skin. I love that he has sunglasses. I love that he has a tux. I think it's really cute. And I love the shoes that Lauren has in the anniversary skin. I think it's really nice. I'm just not a total fan of like the dress that she has on, because it looks a little basic in my opinion. It does look nice, but when I look at her battle pass skin, it's like it looks so much more unique, right? You look at the battle pass skin, like it kind of has like an opening and all that kind of stuff, and it has like little fluffy like stuff on the bottom of her dress, right? She just looks so elegant in the battle pass skin. In the anniversary skin, it's like it's okay, right? I love the hair and I love the shoes and I love Vex. I'm just not a fan of like the dress. The dress I feel like is just a little bit too basic, right? You know, I still love it. I still think it's adorable, right? But it's just sometimes I kind of wish it was just like a little bit more, right? But I'm still happy I got a skin. I'll take any Lauren skin, dude. I really will. I will take anything.
Exact same reaction for the Gumi Gumi Epic skin. When that came out, it looked so elegant. And it kind of make up for the summer skin that people say is only fan service. I mean, as a Ruby player, we still have to get it, but you haven't seen me using it at all. Same thing with Kimchi. He's been saying like, I don't like the fan service part so much, but I would get every Gumi skin that they release.
Yeah,
The
for
only-
sure. I'm not gonna.
Yeah, the only person who's like Gumi Sumo skin so much for what it is for the fan service side is Red. Like always Red. Red with every female characters. Red with Wuchi, Red with Turfing, Gumi in Summer skin, those are all his wives.
Yeah, he's like that.
Yeah, and I think he got all the skin for like Summer Turfing too, right? Or he haven't got
Yes.
that. Oh right. That's great. Good for him. We're waiting for the Wuchi Tea Party skin if they're ever gonna release that.
Maybe.
Yeah, I think they already have an art of it, so that's already an idea. Maybe the next anniversary? Maybe. Oh,
Fingers crossed.
yes. When asked when you design a new PlayStation, what the ability would be, you just say like a legend that can consistently do something and become stronger.
Yeah, kind of like something that is kind of like Lauren's air waltz. Narsha has something like that with her flight, where I think it's called Sharp Wings, where every time she gets a flight attack, he gets stronger for 5 seconds. It's like stacks. But it's kind of weird because like I don't really play or touch Narsha because I don't really like how she plays. And so that, but I do like abilities like that as a concept, right? Because like Lauren's air waltz and Narsha Sharp Wings are the only abilities in the game that work like that. No other character has an ability like that, right? So I think characters would be more interesting if they do have something like that, right? Where you have to land a specific attack in a specific time frame so it can get stronger and stronger, right? I think they have it for only Lauren and Narsha because like there's some risk involved to landing those attacks.
Yep.
Right. I think the only other character that probably could do this is Cindy if they give Cindy an ability like that with her air skill, right? But I think landing Cindy air skills is really freaking hard though. It's like I think you're only really getting that if no one's like really paying attention to the game or something like that. I think those are like I like abilities like that because I think abilities like that make me think, right? Because like I said, I like to play the game and I like to think. I don't like to play the game and be on autopilot. I like to think that my input matters, right? If that makes sense, right? You know, that's why I like Lauren so much. I feel like when I play Lauren, my input matters, right? And that's what I love about her.
So I will give you 5 like elements or
Minutes?
breakdown for being a player of Smash Legends. Like you have to rate yourself from 1 to 100 on each of these 5. There's no catch on this. You just rate yourself on each of these elements, on how you feel about yourself as a player, and you just need like a brief explanation of why you think that's the case. You ready?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. First thing is mechanics. How sharp you are in control, combo, and execution under pressure. How would you rate yourself in terms of mechanics from 1 to 100?
Can you give me like an example maybe? Like I guess you could say like snow, or like if I had to perform a snow combo, like if I was confident in doing it, or
Right. I think because since Lauren is your best characters, you should base all of these elements on how you play Lauren. And for mechanics is how precise your attacks were, how good you time your attacks, and your ability to consistently land those hits or combo without missing, even under top situation.
50.
Right in the middle.
Right in the middle. I play Lauren with auto aim off, so I don't have like any sort of guidance on when I'm gonna I'm gonna land my attacks. So it's a lot of guesswork. It's a lot of guesswork into where, mainly for the pogos, right? Any other attack besides air skill is kind of easy to land. Like ground basics are easy because it's just a giant circle, right? Or her ground skill is rather easy to land. Even like, let's say I ground basic someone off the stage and they try to come back. I can usually land the ground skill even with auto aim off to dunk them, right? I do that rather consistently. It's mainly the pogos. The pogos are basically mainly a lot of guesswork. I have auto aim off on Lauren because auto aim on for her really hinders like the most that you can do with her, right? Because like I feel like if you have auto aim on with her, you can only get so good with her, right?
Right.
So like auto aim on, I feel like is like limiting you what you could do, right? But with auto aim off, you can predict what the opponent is going to do, and because based on that prediction, you can extend your combos even further. So if I guess right, my reward is higher, right? But a lot of times I will guess wrong and I get punished for it, right? So half the time I get it, half the time I don't, and very rarely I'll get a really good clip, which is one of the 5 that I sent you. Those are like my highlights. The times that I guessed right. One of the clips I sent you was on the snow, and I guessed when the snow would ult towards me, and I guessed it right, and I killed him for it, and it felt really good. It felt really good to land that.
Does
So
the auto aim affect Vex at all, or it
No,
just affects
nope.
Lauren? Okay.
just affects Lauren. Yep.
Vex will still kind of mess up your pogo combo.
Yes.
Right at there.
Like the little monkey that he is. Yes, he will.
I see. Okay, so that's 50 for mechanics. The next one is game sense. How well do you read your opponent, you predict their play, and adapt to their style mid-match to counter them? It's pretty much like how you are aware of everything's going on, position your Lauren, and just predict based on your own knowledge.
In a 1v1, I feel like I would be like a 30 or a 20, but in like team games, even 2v2, I would feel like I'm a 60, right? In team games, I take kind of a long time to like really understand what my opponent is doing and apply that. Yeah, it takes me a bit to like really like see what they're doing, right? And sometimes it takes so long that by the time the match is over, by the time I actually got a good feeling for them, the match is kind of done, and I'm like, crap, what the heck, right? You know what I'm saying? I'm kind of saying these things, and people think I'm the best Lauren or whatever, so I'm like, no, I'm not, right? I feel like I do make some key mistakes in my gameplay, right? That I feel like I could be doing better, right? And that's definitely, I feel like, one of my weaknesses when it comes to team games, right? In 1v1, I feel like I get a good grasp of people, right? In 1v1, it's easier, right? But in team games, it's kind of hard to keep track. I think it mainly comes down to like because Lauren's a very committal character, right? I can't really make any sort of like big plays without committing to it, because if I commit to it and I guess wrong, I'm eating like 4,000 damage between 2 people and I'm basically dead, right? You know what I'm saying? I think that's why I feel the way that I do with Lauren in team games, because if I guess something and I'm wrong, I'm gonna basically die, right? And that's why it takes me forever to like really get a hang. I'm like, okay, they're gonna do this, so I gotta do this, right? That's what Lauren is. Lauren kind of sometimes feels like an all or nothing character with the way that I play her. The way I play her, it feels like all or nothing. But if you're playing Lauren, like I said, with her gold ability and bodyguard, you don't have to really think with Lauren. You just have to like stand in the back, just summon Vex and do whatever. But me with the Pogos are basically all or nothing, and that's why I feel like everyone else has to get buffed, right? That's me, but yeah. So yeah, overall I think 60, but if we're talking like 1v1, I think like it's closer to 30 or 20. I feel like I have a good grasp of 1v1.
We have team play. I think this is exactly your thing here. How well do you coordinate with others? How well does your Lauren support other character player and sync with their attacks? How good are you in communicating with your teammate? Maybe not in a VC, but you can still like give sign to them in a battle. And how good is your synergy with while playing with randoms people, not just the people that you know you will work well with?
So if we're talking like solo queue only, playing with randoms, I want to say I'm like 30-20, because I'm very used to like playing solo queue with randoms and letting them do their thing, and then once they do their thing, I kind of extend off of that, right? Like I said with Ravi earlier, if Ravi does like a full combo on someone off the edge, I'm just gonna ground skill them as a finisher to dunk them, right? Or I could pogo them, right? If Ravi does a full combo on someone, I could just pogo off of them after, right? And all that kind of stuff, right? As far as like randoms go with no like real communication besides just like trusting them, I would say like 30-20. But as far as like VC goes, and like talking with someone like, hey, I'm gonna do this, or this guy has like stealth or ult or whatever, I think I'm like a 50 or a 60. I'm not that great at communicating with my partner what's really going on, at least in Smash Dungeons. In like other games, like shooter games, I'll call stuff out, but like in Smash Dungeons, I feel like it's kind of hard for me to call stuff out, right? Because I'm so used to playing solo queue that I'm like worrying about myself. I'm worrying about like, I'm trusting basically in solo queue, I'm trusting my teammate. I'm trusting my teammate that they can do whatever. And if I see that they're struggling, I will help them, right? But sometimes in like in voice chats, I kind of have to like be like, I guess in my teammate's head or whatever, or I have to trust them, what they're saying to me is gonna happen or whatever. Because like I had matches sometimes before where my teammates would say something and then it didn't really happen, and then now that it didn't happen, now I have to worry about, okay, that didn't happen, now I have to do this instead. And it's just, when I'm playing as Lauren, I can't afford to like really, I guess, make big risks is I guess is what I say, right? Because like I said, if I mess up once, I'm kind of dead, right? You know what I'm saying? I kind of felt that in the one tournament that I entered with me, Muscle, and Croissant. This is I'm not trying to throw shade at all. Those guys are great players. Those guys are amazing people. They're really great to play with. They're awesome. I just felt like I could have done better on my part with being able to communicate with them, right? Because when it came to the tournament, I wasn't able to, I guess, communicate the best with them, right? Because I'm so used to playing solo queue, right? That's something I wish I could do more of, but I don't really have people to play with on a daily basis. In a voice chat, I'm always playing solo queue by myself, right? Which I don't mind. I don't mind that, but I feel like if I'm gonna get better at voice chat, I gotta play like every day with someone in voice chat so I can get used to it. So, voice chat scenarios 60, solo queue like maybe 20. Yeah.
I think you're still holding back a lot.
You think so? Oh my god.
I think you can with the voice chat and everything. I mean, I played with you before, even though I was lacking so much.
No, it's okay.
I think you did better than 60. It was like not even like someone you play with often, because I know I play nothing like Red, and with lag it's even harder for someone to whack me up. So I was a pain in that match.
It's okay, it's fine. We have fun, that's what matters.
Okay, we have the fourth element, which is the mental fortitude. How strong is your mindset? You say you have crashed out before, but I don't think that's a common thing, and that's when the match ends. Like, how often do you stay calm under like a stress or like constant loss? Like, how confident are you to bounce back?
Yeah, the crash outs basically mainly only really happen if I get like annoyed with something, like, you know, like I said with the snow thing, like things I feel like just shouldn't really be in the game, right? You know what I'm saying? That's mainly where my crash outs come from, right? Or if I get like a teammate that is like sucking their thumb and they're like doing some really weird stuff, I'm like, what are you doing, dude? Right? But for the most part, I kind of just really don't care. Right? Especially in like high level, even in like top level environments, when I'm like in customs with people, I don't really mind what's really going on. I treat them as like learning experiences. I treat them as like, you know, things that I'm like able to learn more from. And because of that, I feel like I keep a rather level head, right? Every single time when I get trumped up on someone, I always tell myself, I'm like, okay, they did this or whatever. So I'm like, okay, I gotta watch out for that next time, all that kind of stuff. I'm telling that myself in my head, right? Or a lot of times in my gameplay, you might hear me say, okay. That's me telling myself, like, okay, he did this, so I gotta watch out for that next time, right? So I guess, like I said, the mental fortitude, if you want to count it in that respect, I'll comfortably say I'm a 10 or a 5, right? It really depends on like the environment that I'm in, but even in like top level environment, even like the tournament that I played, right, with Muscle and Croissant, I was in that state. I was in a state, okay, like I was just like, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't like really like stressing it or anything. I was just playing the game and I was learning stuff, right? So that's me. Yeah. So as far as bounce back factor and all that kind of stuff, I've had some moments. Yeah, I've had some moments where like some crazy comebacks where it's like.
So, even under pressure, you will still keep that mindset that we can come back. That's the thing. Like you still find ways that gonna still make the win possible.
Mm-hmm.
Your final rating would be
like a 10. I would say 10.
On 100, so that would be 100, right?
Yeah. Yep. 10. Yep. 10 out of 100. Like, wait, is 10 bad or is 100 good? I don't know.
Like, cause we're doing from 1 to 100, so.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wait. So is 100 good? Or...
Yeah, the 100 is the highest rating. Yeah.
Oh my god, dude! This whole time I thought it was reversed. Never mind, dude. All the other scores that I've been giving reverse those scores. So when I said 60, maybe make it 40, right? Or the one where I said 20, make it 80. Okay, never mind, dude. So then, yeah, in this case, 90. I would say 90. Yeah. I'm so sorry, dude. Oh my gosh.
So the 50 stays the same, but the 260.
Yeah, 50 stays the same. Yeah, the 260s make those 40s. Yeah, it'll be 40. Yeah, never mind. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that you finally give yourself like a high rating or one of these, like super high rating. But also, if you are 40 on team play, I must be a negative number. I can't see how you are 40 in team play. You sure you want to keep 40 as your final?
Yeah, I'll keep 40. Yeah.
Do you think that other people will agree on it? Like people who play with you, like.
I mean, I think the most team play I get, like that would like be like a team player is Vex. Vex will definitely have your back no matter what.
Yeah, that's count too because you place him in a position where he can do his job.
Yeah.
So you still gotta go with 40.
Yes.
Oh, he's being humble.
I guess the reason why I have a high standard with team play is because I don't know if you know them. Remember earlier I mentioned like the best Molly player in my opinion
Right.
was Wrath.
Right.
Back then when Wrath used to play the game, Wrath's go-to partner was Kidde, and Kidde in our region is one of the best Maya players. Like Kidde has a really nasty Maya. Unfortunately, according to Kidde, he doesn't play Maya anymore. He still plays the game, but he doesn't really play Maya anymore. He's kind of bouncing around between different characters. He's playing like Parfait now. He's playing Pinocchio. Yeah. But back then when Wrath used to play, Wrath and Kidde would almost always be in a team together, and those two, oh my God, those two are insane together. The stuff they do, they consistently combo off of each other, and whenever you try to hit one of those guys, they will always have each other's back. And I'm like, dude, they're like in each other's mind. It's like insane, dude.
You believe that would be the peak of team play, and you're saying that you haven't got a partner to do that with. Is it the case?
Kinda, yeah. Unless like I said, I had a Ravi.
I hope you are hearing this, Red. This is literally just Kirk message to you that you have to try harder. He's saying you his best partner, and he's saying that you guys haven't reached that peak yet. And after seeing how Kirk play in a team or 2v2, I'm blaming you, Red, because I know Kirk did well. He did his part, so you need to try harder to get this man to that level of team play, because he's being so humble on this.
Okay.
The final thing would be a style and identity. How
Ooh.
recognizable is your lore and gameplay, playstyle, signature, or
Okay.
yourself as a player?
Okay. This one, I think I can glaze myself on this one. I'm just gonna say 100 with this
Exactly.
one.
Go wide on this.
This one, yeah, I think I can comfortably say 100 because, like, me personally, muscle relates to me on this. Is that whenever I play this game, I always get excited when I see another Lauren playing Lauren, right? You know what I'm saying? Because I never like Lauren is one of the rarest characters I ever really see, and when I do see a Lauren, I'm always curious and I'm always interested to see how they're gonna play, right? Because I always want to see if they're doing something that I'm not doing, and if I should incorporate that into my play, right? You know what I'm saying? And I want to see if they're doing something that I'm doing as well, if they know what I'm, you know what I'm saying? Right?
Yeah.
And usually like 90%, like 90, I would say like 98% of the time. 98% of the time when I do see another Lauren play, I'm almost always disappointed because they're always playing like the meta build, they're always playing the Vex build, you know, summon Vex, camp behind Vex, that kind of, like, there's no shade, like, I'm not trying to shame anyone for playing that way, but I just feel like when I play Lauren, I see so much potential, right? I see so much potential. I see she's much more than just being a Vex camper, right? She has the pogos, she has the dunks, right? She has the sauce to be something really unique and really cool, and I think it's a shame to just see so many people who play Lauren just kind of like just camp with Vex, right? And I can't really blame them because, like, if you try to play Lauren besides that playstyle, you're gonna have a hard time because she's hard to play anything else, right? You know what I'm saying? That's why I want her to buff Airwaltz. Airwaltz I feel like just doesn't give enough, right, for what you're trying to do with her, right? But yeah, as far as, like, you know, uniqueness and how it goes with this character, I haven't really seen anyone play Lauren the way that I do, right? And I would love to. I would love to see someone else play Lauren the way that I do because, like, I don't really have matchup experience in a Lauren Ditto, right? I mean, I do. I know in a basic Lauren Ditto, if there's summoning and camping Vex, yeah, I know exactly what to do. But a Lauren who plays like me, I don't know what to do. If I go against myself, what the fuck would I do? I have no idea, right? You know, I want to know. I want to know that, right? Because then I think it would be really cool, right? I want to know what I would do if someone's consistently pogoing me. What is the answer, right? I know the answer, right? But, like, what would I do if I found that myself in that situation, and what would it look beyond that, right? Because I feel like if you are doing those situations, if you are in those situations, you're discovering more. It's like you're discovering like a new element on the table or whatever for like science or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's like you're making a breakthrough. I feel like that's how I feel every single time when I'm playing this character and I discover something new. And I feel like if I got that Ditto, if I got that matchup with myself, if I could clone myself, I would, right? I just think it would be really interesting, right? So, yeah, 100 for sure.
Yes, finally, perfect rating for number one Lauren player. So with that rating, that 5 rating down, so your average rating would be 71.6. And yeah, that's the number one Lauren rating for himself. Just one last thing. I know you have been shouting out to people along this video, but you have anyone else or anything final that you want to shout out, like anything that you need support on, you want to call people to follow you over on Twitch or anything? This should be your final shout out.
Yeah, sure. Key people that I want to mention is definitely obviously Red Fox, obviously Muscle. I do want to give a shout out to Kid. Kid is one of those people that Kid is one of those people that I like to pick their brain for. Kid is a very knowledgeable player. He knows a lot about how this game works and functions. He's like, I love how he thinks, right? And if I ever have a question about the game, I always go to Kid, right? I love his answers. I love his insight, right? So I feel like if I ever wanted to have some really professional insight on the game, I can trust Kid, right? So I do want to give a shout out to Kid. I want to give a shout out to also Dev PK. I don't know if you're ever watching. Just again, thank you so much for Smash Legends. It's I don't know what I would be doing right now if it wasn't for Smash Legends. I think I would still be playing Team Fortress 2, or probably some random Nintendo games. I don't know, man. It's just it's weird. Dev PK, I know I criticized your decisions, but you still gave us Smash Legends, so thank you, man. I really appreciate that. Hong Young, if you're watching this, I really love what you're doing with the game so far. Keep doing what you're doing, and I wish the best for this game. I want to shout out Lessa. Lessa, thank you so much for just being the cornerstone for Smash Legends, right? He's the voice. I think Lessa's the bridge between players and devs, right? Because I feel like Lessa is communicating with the devs with what the game needs, and I feel like Lessa's communicating back to us the state of the game, the state of the devs, what they're doing, what they're dealing with, all that kind of stuff. I do love Lessa, what he's doing and stuff like that, right? The few times that I can get a hold of Lessa, I think he's great. I want to give a shout out to Ulex. I want to give a shout out to Koala, the main modding guys of the modding Smash Legends server. You guys are great. I think you're making Smash Legends a really good thing, as long as we don't get any cheaters. I don't know. Dan is a really good modder on Smash Legends. Buttons as well. Buttons, Orexagon. Give a shout out to 8 of Smash Legends. 8. Radix. Smug. All that kind of stuff. And I'm pretty sure there's a lot of other guys that would love to really shout out, but I do have to go for now. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for Smash Legends. And I intend to be here as long as I can, right? As long as I can, as long as the game is around. And I want to do what I can for this game, right? I love it a lot, and I want to be here for the long haul. And thank you so much, Alter. Shout out to you, of course, for doing this, right?
Thank you so much. Actually, yeah, thank you so much. I know Kirby's a busy guy. I just didn't know making something like this would be possible at first, so thank you so much for spending time. Thank you so much for all the kind words, shout out to people, and thank you so much for just bringing your energy to the community. I know we need a lot more people like Better Curve, so we're just happy to have you.
Hey, it's all good in the hood,
Right, that should wrap up our very first Smash Talk that I ever do on the channel. Again, thank you so much, America, for spending your time and making this possible. And my only wish now is to see him hit that 1 million or 999k with his Lawrence. I know he's on the track for that, and I have no doubt that he will be able to pull it off. I just can't wait. But yeah, again, this is something that I want to do, not necessarily something that I often do on the channels. It's more like getting a different story out there for you guys to understand more about these dedicated players. Well, not all high ranking or high mastery player or respectful, but behind every player there's a story to be told, and I just want to be here to get that story out so you guys can learn more about the player, know more about what's going on, how their mindset works, what's their opinion on the games, and overall it's just a very enjoyable experience for me as well. So that should be it for this episode. I will see you guys in the next one. Cheers.